Welcome in, everybody. This is another episode of your favorite BigBackTwins podcast. I appreciate it. I couldn't. That's why I had the hats before, man. The hair was just all over the place. But we're back on episode 6 of the podcast. I'm one of your
I need
hosts,
to get
RJ
that, don't
Money,
worry.
and this is the homie Chief.
What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing? What's up, Dragon? I see we got some people ready in the podcast here with us.
We're sorry we're a little bit late today. We had some technical
Yeah.
difficulties and then like comas and stuff like that. I ain't gonna say who, but guilty. So this is gonna be an interesting episode, I think, because out of all things, right? This time I have the food and not Chief, right? I got all these tacos ready to go down, bro. I haven't ate shit all day since
We
earlier
flipped the script today.
And then
Script.
so one of the things I wanted to talk about, let me see if I got it here right. Still. Oh yeah, we put it in the memes actually. Hold on. So one of the things I wanted to talk about. If you haven't been in the Cash Crew Mafia Discord, man, join the Discord because you're gonna see a lot of the times notifications when we go live. We usually go live Wednesday nights and Friday, but your boy had to work early today, so I said, man, I'm gonna be off later tonight easily to do another podcast if we want to. And me and Chi love doing these podcasts. So, but the other thing I wanted to share today was we talked last episode about what's his name, DDG, whatever his name is, right?
DDG.
So it's funny.
Upcoming rapper, songwriter, whatever the fuck
whatever the hell he wants to call himself. So
woman beater.
Right. So pretty much.
Hey, don't come at me crazy, chat. Don't come at me crazy. There was some allegations that happened over the weekend, and that's what they claim he did. All right, chat.
So I have an interesting post, and there's like multiple posts about this, right? And I'm gonna show the chat about this, right? Let me see if I can zoom in, right? And I took a screenshot, one of them, but it says, what you call DDG shares his new album, blames the chat. So 502 in a week, which is the growth. He gets brutally trolled in his replies because this man used to have way more, hundreds and thousands of freaking views and stuff on his music. Now he only has 502 albums sold in a week. He said, one of these dudes online said, I know hoes selling more pussy than you need to give it up. So I found that interesting because we were just talking about him. He just started blowing up out of freaking nowhere, right? And then the first thing I see about this guy is how he's messing up. And like ever since the allegation, I guess people are taking that shit to heart. And now it's ruining his reputation. What do you think about that shit, bro?
Man, this blew me up when you told me. Like, this blew my mind. I was like, because this dude is known for like having good numbers on YouTube. Like when he drops a song video, a music video, or whatever it is. Like he's done big collabs too with like the Baby, some other rappers. Like he's like blowing up, and he's like getting pretty high up there with every other rapper or songwriter or singer, whatever he wants to call himself. So he's up there. And when you told me, oh yeah, he only sold 502, I was like, ain't no motherfucking way that he sold 502. Especially how big he's like blowing up right now with the whole, it could be from the allegations that he got over the weekend from his baby mama or his music video, or he shifted the gears and now he's starting to become a streamer like Kai Cenat, and Agent, like all these big streamers, Lacey, from FaZe. Like he's trying to become big like them, and like he's like doing the streaming. He's now streaming now, so it's like, oh, you're streaming, everybody knows you, but they're on your chat trolling you and everything, and you only sold 502 copies. I was like, that is motherfucking wild. How quickly this dude got cooked, bro, in like matter of seconds. Like,
and the thing is, if y'all don't know, the girl that played the new Little Mermaid at live action, the one that people complained that, oh, why is the Little Mermaid black or whatever, that girl, she's the one that's with him, apparently. And she was with him. And she put allegations out that and she had pictures and stuff of her getting bruises and everything in the body because he was abusive, and like she hid a child from him and made sure that he had a restraining order for the time being. He wants visitations and all this crap, and then they did have visitations, but they didn't really set out like what weekends or what weeks or whatever. He just comes by whenever he feels like he's not busy and takes a kid. So that was another problem. And the way he treats her or the kid, she didn't like. So that been all put to court. But a lot of people, you know, are fans of him. They cried him apparently, right? So they just side with him just because they're fans over her. Not knowing the full extent of the story, but the courthouse agreed to the restraining order. Which, if you know anything about things like that in a legal sense, if they agree with something like that, that means like, yeah, like this dude had enough proof on him that he did something. So
yeah, exactly.
He was on the Charlemagne show as well, and when he was on the Charlemagne show, they were even saying the same thing. Like people, no matter how much they want to dick ride it and all this crap, there's actual proof that court systems, judge, police, whatever the case may be, right, put a freaking restraining on him, and I don't think people understand the legality of that whole situation. So
no, yeah, exactly.
Oh, Holly Bailey, thank you. I was like, is it? It's not Holly Berry, right? It's Holly Bailey. Yeah. So thank you, Emerald, for that. I blame RJ's computer, and she's getting his. It was me with the highest this time. That's the funny part. It wasn't even him.
Hey, yo, I know. I'm getting blamed for it. Wait a minute.
Yeah, it was me this time. I ain't even gonna hold y'all, but so pretty much, yeah, that was the one of the stories we talked about last stream. But like now, it's funny. I see it popping up in social media. I was like, damn, bro, this man said it was like a big deal, and then, bro, it really was. Also, shout out to Queen Lada too. She shouted us out in her previous freaking stream, and got a lot of people coming in now that wasn't here before. Welcome to all those that came in because of Lala. She's amazing, as we all know. I heard her talking shit about the Mendes brothers, though. She's like, how the hell RJ and his friends don't know about the Mendes brothers?
So I'm not gonna lie to you, Twin. You might be cooked because Emerald knows about it.
I heard, I saw that in the last stream.
And I'm not gonna lie to you, it sounds like we're starting to find people that know about it, and you over here saying, "Oh, only the West Coast knows about that because y'all from over there."
Other than Emerald, I don't know nobody else in the East Coast. I know even Venom say he's like, "Oh, I think I heard of them, but I'm not sure who they are." I mean, went to Netflix. They didn't have the documentary on there, and the documentary.
And then the other crazy part about the whole DDG situation is like, if I'm gonna be honest, Twin, I feel like he's taking the whole situation a joke because, like, you saw the video that he came out posting, talking about, you know, after he got served with the whole restraining order, he went live, and this is what I talked about last week in chat. It's mind-boggling to me, and I kind of understand where my parents are coming from now, because the younger generation that are growing up right now, they rather take shit to social media, Instagram, Twitter, which is X. They'd rather blow it up on social media before taking it behind closed doors and just going their separate ways and letting a judge, like the legal system, take care of it. Like, even with fights, with simple ass fights, y'all rather go post somebody's business on social media instead of fucking meeting the person at a fucking, which I'm not condoning violence, but I'm saying back in the day we'd be like, meet me at the park and throw hands. Nowadays,
catch these hands, dog.
Huh?
Catch these hands and we talk shit, Chief. With me up, Texas.
But it's like, it's crazy that our generation, the way they want to fix things is now social media. And talking about social media and talking about how soft they are. Have you noticed how kids are coming out with new slangs and new lingo and shit like that?
Like slay?
Yeah, like the whole slay this, slay that.
Quiet quitting.
Bro, it's funny, and it's funny, but it's sad. It's so sad that this is how people talk nowadays. That they instead of having proper English, they want to talk to everybody with a slang, and it's crazy because I already witnessed it at my own job. I have somebody at my job that instead of talking formal in the field of that we work at a hospital, you would think that, hey, don't talk informal at a hospital because you're talking to doctors, you're talking to people that are big, you're talking to house supervisors that, you know, they went to school and they graduated with fucking degrees. Like they did the shit. You would think somebody in their mind
Genergy.
would talk to these people the right, respectful way or the proper way. But no, instead, I've heard teenagers that work in my job speak to these doctors with slangs or with like certain terminologies. And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about, or what are you speaking about? Like, there's words that I, I've never like. Okay, let me put it this way: I've never heard of, or I haven't heard blow up on social media yet, because my social media is either YouTube or like TikTok through Lala. Like, that's my social media. That's how I get my information. But it's just crazy the way kids are fucking growing up right now. And I somewhat blame the school system, because we were talking about this in our group, you know, of how do we feel about the school system and what do we want to change and how would we make certain things better, you know what I mean? Like, and I blame the school system, because one thing is like, you can teach kids, but it's like I'm starting to see a pattern of like, nowadays, yeah, we have teachers that are becoming teachers, but are like not really giving two fucks about their job, if that makes sense, or like not caring like how it was back then, you know?
I think the perfect way to represent what you're talking about is by this scene. I don't know if you've seen this shit.
Because you are a confident, powerful person, and 18 to
Oh,
49.
wait, is it not this one? Oh, wait, this one, I think.
No cap.
What?
No cap.
What does that mean?
It's what all of my fellow Gen Zers say. Slay, FR, trauma, Genergy, 4-hour work week, quiet quitting. Look, the point is...
I'm out of here.
That's me. That's legit me, bro. I'm Wolverine at that point. I'm walking the fuck
No
out.
cap.
What does that mean?
It's what all of my fellow Gen Zers say. Slay, FR, trauma, Genergy, 4-hour work week, quiet quitting. Look, the point is...
I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. But I love that scene, because I was like, bro, I swear, like in the late parts of the military, we start getting more Gen Zs coming into it, right? Like, it was still shocking to us that we had people born after 2001 join. Because everybody, like half of millennials, if you don't know, right, we joined because we were 4, 5, 6, 8, 10 years old when 9/11 happened. And that was such a big deal, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's freaking 9/11. The towers crashed, our country was under attack. That changed the world forever, right? Now we got like security, like in every place, super strict and whatnot. And that was because of what happened 9/11. But now here we are today. We have people that serve the military, and that's newer after 2001, that doesn't understand, the whole like purpose of why like a lot of us join. You know what I'm saying? They join because of the college and all that stuff. Someone would join like me because we're like, yeah, bro, I can't let that shit happen again. Like, if I have something to say about it, I ain't gonna let it happen again. But that was the reason why I joined. But like,
yeah.
But then, yeah, kids, I don't even like remember that shit, because like 18 years after 2001 was 2019, the first Gen Z joined in afterwards. And it's like, fuck, y'all don't even know what the hell happened. Like, you legit did not, like, you wasn't even born yet. Like, I find that shit kind of crazy.
And mind you, chat, I'm not trying to change conversations, because we'll go back to what I was talking about, but it just reminded me of what I wanted to talk about last week, but I didn't get a chance to talk about it because there was a lot that we were covering at the time. So I'm getting the chance to talk about a couple things before we get back into the topic that we were bringing up. But I don't. While you have the camera on me, Twin, I just whispered to you a link. I want you to pull it up, because this is mind-boggling to me that back then teachers would school us, or like, tell us not to speak a certain way in school, like to speak proper English. And I don't know if it is like that still. Like, I don't know if teachers are still trying their hardest to help students and to help, teach them like, this is the proper English, this is the proper, way to talk. But I remember when I was going to school, teachers were on top of that they heard some dumb shit that we would say in
stupid
class.
Slang.
Yeah, they'd be like, don't say that in class right now.
You think that's appropriate for class? Are you in the streets? Yeah, some stupid shit.
And that's what they would say. They would be like, "Are you in the streets right now? Are you hanging out with your friends? You're in my class." Like, they would scold us. Like,
they put etiquette that there's a time and place you can use that shit.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like school has lost that touch, where they just hear kids and they don't give a fuck. They go on about their day, and like, we teach you. If you learn it, you learn it. If you don't, you don't. And it's on you. And I get it, because life is gonna teach these students once they go out to the real world, life is gonna teach them a
They're
lot. You know,
cooked.
they're definitely cooked, Chad, because it's crazy how kids are these nowadays. But anyways, I showed you this because I shout out to this YouTuber. I love him.
I don't know
really
how to
cool.
pronounce his name, so I'm gonna put it right here.
I don't either.
Isaiah Man, is it Isaiah Man NYC? And then yeah, I don't even know that's Mandarin or whatever language that is.
So he's
No
from New York.
disrespect.
He's from New York.
I can tell
He's from
because
New
he
York.
put the NYC. So let's
Yeah,
tune
he's
in.
from New York, and he goes around speaking to a lot of people in their own languages. Like he's known for learning like 12 different languages, or like I think some high number like that. I might be exaggerating 12, but he knows a lot of languages, like probably like 9. I'll bring it down to 9 or 8. So he was invited to give a speech at school. And you know, back then we had those people that come and give speeches and tell us to stay focused, to not get into bad stuff. Let me tell you, this dude decided to give the speech in slang terminology.
That's this video?
Yes. And I want you to play because it's just, I get it that he's doing it for fun and he's doing it to gravitate the kids because, you know, nowadays kids can't be fucking watching a video or listen to you for more than 10 seconds.
And then they attention span.
Exactly. So I get it why he did it, but it's just crazy that this is to the extent that we have become. Yeah, exactly.
Let's see how this goes.
Go ahead, play, because this is high school. To me, it's ridiculous. To me, it's like, what the fuck?
About the importance of learning languages. But instead of just telling the students why language matters, I decided to show them. So I spent weeks secretly mastering Gen Alpha slang, and then delivered the entire speech in their own linguistic.
And then that's another thing that mind-boggles me.
for this chuggy
Twin, that's another thing that mind-boggles me, right?
Fluency, I brought the dialect to a
I did not know that was a fucking language. Gen Alpha language? It's considered a fucking language.
I heard some bullshit like that. I thought that was a joke.
No, it's a fucking actual thing. It's apparently it's a motherfucking language. It's a Gen Alpha language.
AKA dumbass. Let's see.
AKA dumber, and I don't know what the third one is.
Dumbass, no.
Speech in their own linguistic native tongue.
Now, I know it's giving to Lulu for this chuggy boomer.
And to truly test my Gen Alpha fluency, I brought the dialect
I've seen this guy.
Graduation.
So if y'all don't know who this guy is, he's the one that knows like all these Asian languages. And he goes to like
whoa. Twin, not only Asian. Come on now.
No, but I'm saying multiple Asian languages.
Yeah. He knows
that's
like why I said at the
Mandarin, Korean, and all this shit, and goes to like these places in different parts of the world. And when he speaks the languages to them, because he gets a menu and he reads it and then he says it in their language and he throws them the fuck off. Yeah, he's amazing, bro.
Delivering a formal commencement speech in full professor robes to a room full of future teachers.
I love
now they know exactly what they're up against. But first, thanks to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video.
True story.
Oh, yeah. Whoa. Hey, skip that ad. Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
Pay for that.
But by the way, I'm a Pepsi guy, right? But Coca-Cola, I'm drinking this shit in this, this video. So you can sponsor us. I'm just saying, bro. Like that's some free.
And I'm drinking for the adult side, Smirnoff. So I mean, if y'all want to sponsor us too, I got you. I'm a big fan of y'all.
You better be careful. I'll bring some Corona in this bitch. Modelo's. I'll be like, sponsor me.
Whoa, Dragon. I think that's medicine you're talking about. We don't condone medicine, okay?
Oh, he's got a Dr. Pepper. Hold on.
No, whoa.
A language you speak, lingual.
Wait, how long was that ad? That was a short ad.
Now back to the video.
Go back.
Oh, yeah,
Damn, how fucking further up?
It was a short video. I mean, I thought it would be long. That is the most corniest suit and shit I ever seen. You dress like a chimney.
Good morning, everyone. It's a true honor to be here at Westtown High School for Languages Week. Your school invited me to give a guest lecture about the importance of learning languages, but it occurred to me that all of you are already,
mind you, they invited a professor
multilingual,
or whatever he wants to call himself,
realize it or not,
to talk about languages, because I feel like that's how much people are not speaking proper English or not speaking like like, what the fuck is Gen Alpha language? That's all I gotta say. Like, what the? That they invited somebody to speak about how important languages are, bro. Spanish, your whatever you come from, learn your language, but don't learn this fucking stupid Gen Alpha language.
I'm not
like,
gonna lie.
it's crazy.
I thought speaking freaking Spanglish was bad, but I guess they beat us, dog. You know what I'm saying? That's actually kind of crazy.
Bro.
She actually skipped a little. Let's see.
Your school invited me to give a guest lecture about the importance of learning languages, but it occurred to me that all of you are already,
immature.
in some sense, multilingual, whether you realize it or not. And that's because you speak the Gen Alpha dialect of English, a language so distinct that I, an aging 34-year-old millennial, genuinely cannot understand it. Or at least couldn't understand it before I spent weeks immersed in TikTok videos studying your dialect to partial fluency. And because nothing drives home the importance of learning languages better than hearing someone else try to speak your own, I'm going to try to deliver the rest of this speech in your very own native tongue, Gen Alpha.
Oh no.
But wait.
He's about to speak Gen Alpha, bro.
No cap.
Like,
no cap. Slay FR. Oh no.
Or what's the new one that blew up in recent years? The Dior. It's not Dior or whatever the fuck it was.
Oh yeah, it's not Dior or whatever. Quiet quitting. Oh no.
Like, what the fuck, bro?
This shit about to be
Now I feel like how my parents used to feel, bro.
Bro, we wasn't even that bad though. I'm not gonna be millennials. We're not that bad. But you were Gen Z. But the more, that's what it's called. Yeah, the more, bro.
Oh, Demure?
Demure, yeah.
How do you know, Dragon? That's wild.
He's a boomer. He probably scolded all the Gen Zs, you know, and Gen Alphas. He's like, back to my day. Love you, Dragon.
Facilitate the comprehension of my fellow elders on YouTube watching this as a video, I'll also be including subtitles in standard English.
Oh shit.
So without further ado, it's low-key a huge W to be vibing here at Westtown High School for Languages Week.
Cap, no love for RJ? But Dragon, don't hit me with the fucking slang, bro.
Cap, no love for RJ.
Now, I know it's giving to Lulu for this chuggy boomer to speak in such skibbity brain rot, but if you'll bear with me, I'll put the fries in the bag in just a second.
Like, what the fuck,
I do actually have a message here, type shit.
Type shit is crazy.
As I was...
Yo, I don't know if you saw Homeboy's face. That dude is not having it. He's like, bro, he's making fun of y'all, bro. like, bro, he's just like, he's not having it. He's like, yo, meet me outside, dog. And like, he just made fun of the whole generation.
As I was saying,
about to meet him in the parking
no cap,
lot.
I was dead ass pressed about understanding this language. But I had to absorb the drip so I wouldn't get aired by your generation. High key, people think Gen Alpha is just memes and brain rot, but on God, it's giving linguistic glow-up core happening IRL. Every time you drop a gyat or it's giving,
I heard about that.
You're legit patching the English language DLC with fresh updates, literally shifting the English meta.
He said DLC.
Because you're constantly cooking new ways to pass the vibe check. And honestly, your memes today finna hit as the textbook vocab of tomorrow.
Finna hit. Oh,
and this is exactly why learning languages hits different. Just like how your casual Pookie talk could soon be the dictionary definition,
talk is crazy.
Picking up another language gives you front row seats to how people around the world give the deets. It's like unlocking infinite drip, allowing you to catch dubs across cultures, connect deeper with the squad, and stand new perspectives that would otherwise leave you ghosted. Languages aren't just sus grammar rules, fam. They're the ultimate riz for becoming a real one everywhere you pull up. It's the Giga Chad energy for me.
Oh no, he's the Giga Chad, bro.
So, knowing languages isn't mid, but it's not just a flex either. It's an infinite money glitch that slaps.
Infinite money glitch
People
is
finna
crazy.
get pressed saying languages are chopped or too hard.
what is
Don't
going
listen,
on?
bestie. They're just salty because their language game is dog water. Being multilingual is OD, letting you stand cultures, vibe with international fam, and utterly mog your career. No cap.
Oh, I love that shit, no cat. But yo, the funny part is, right?
Yeah.
A lot of shit he's saying was things that we used to say back in the day. Like, no cap is actually a New York slang that got recently popular in the past.
And I know that.
In the past, like 6 years, 5 years. And then he said dog water. Like people in New York be like, yo, this shit dog water, fam. Like, type shit, right? And like, or no shit, Sherlock. And now they saying no shit. Like, just as a slang, dog water, like he was saying, or no cap. But now they use it so overused, it's not even cool, like that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, but like, bro, just to know that this is an actual fucking language, that's what blew my fucking mind, twin. It's like, I get it that these kids nowadays want to talk in slang, or they don't want to talk proper English because they don't want their parents to understand what they're talking or whatever. But to add it as a fucking language is mind fucking.
It's like old English, bro.
Like, what the fuck, bro? At that point, if you want to fucking make it a language, we might as well make everything else a fucking language. I don't even know. The way we fucking dress is a fucking language. Like, I don't, like, bro, like, I don't know what we consider language anymore. Like, I don't. And it's fucking
It's a
crazy.
statement.
Bro, and it's like, it makes me sit here and think, like, I get it. I'm only 26, right? You would consider me young. But the way I feel when I hear this stupid shit, bro, I'm like, damn, am I fucking getting old? Am I starting to become like my parents, bro? Where they would be like, I hear a kid talking, I'd be like, no, bro, talk English, bro.
Chief, I hit 25 and Gen Z and Gen Alpha said, yo, unk. He didn't say that shit. I'm like, bro, how am I unk? I still got a 2 in front of my name. Yo, this is how stupid these like last 2 generations are. I used to defend Gen Z, and now I'm just like, fuck them, right? Because I told DJ, we had a whole conversation about that. I'm like, fuck them, because I'm like, you call me unk. Bro, you know who we used to call unk? And that's another New York slang that they fucking took too. Bro. I was like, but you used to call people unk that was 40 and above, bro. Maybe 35 and above, but it was usually 40 and above. Now you're 22 and they're like, unk. I'm like, what? Like, bro, he just got out of high school. He's in college.
Bro. Listen to this. I'm 26, right? Dragon just said in chat, you got young bucks, right? You call me a young bug, Dragon. But you know what I got called the other day?
You're like 33. That's what.
I got called a fucking geezer. And you know what what geezer means?
Oh, that's fuck, bro. Old geezer.
Yeah. Like, bro, like, what the fuck, bro?
Bro, you just started like trying to figure this shit out, and you getting called old already. You say, bro, did I really fucking...
Like, exactly, like I'm telling you, bro, I'm sitting in this chair, I'm listening to him give the speech in fucking Gen Alpha language, because apparently we fucking just making random shits now, a language, and it's like, I'm sitting here and I'm like, bro, this is cringe, and then I'm sitting here, like, I feel like my parents, like, bro, talk English the right way. You went to school, right? You went to your English class, right? You sat in your classroom for fucking 8 hours, right?
Oh, actually, what happened about? Yo, I ain't gonna lie, bro. What cracks me up about this whole shit, right, is like when we used to have slang, and somebody said it, like, it was even a Gen Z person too. Like, first it was like a person that was a millennial or boomer saying like fucking like,
yeah,
yo, like our slang used to be like really cool. Nowadays it's just like, what the fuck are you talking about? And it's funny because then the Gen Z, you know how they comment off of somebody else's shit? So the Gen Z then comment off of his video and said, like, I ain't gonna lie, I agree with Gramps. You know what I'm saying? I was cracking up. But he was like, bro, he said, like, I don't even like our slang, bro. Like, it's like, it's corny. Like, they used to have some really good shit back in that. Now it's just like we take other people's shit, or you just made it worse. I'm like, this slang is not even creative, bro. Like, no cap.
Like, bro, I feel like my mom, God, I feel like my dad, I feel like I'm just getting old at this fucking point, and I'm like, damn, I understood my parents when they said, yo, talk English the right way. Like, I feel that pain now, bro.
And yo, we came from parents that's Hispanic, bro. Like, that's how you know it's bad.
Speaking another language lets you go off, turning you into an absolute conversational rizzlord. So yeah, chat, that's the sauce. Keep cooking, stay goated, never be mid, and FR, study hard and go rizz up that knowledge. And thanks again to Westtown for letting me do this. Y'all are real ones.
Bro, and this brings me to another topic that I want to talk to you about. We're talking about young people, we're talking about slang, we're talking about, you know, how this is our generation. This is the people that are supposed to be building America to a better place, to whatever the fuck it's supposed to be. Like they're the next generation that are supposed to be bringing us up, right? Talking about slang, talking about certain things. These kids don't even want to have real jobs anymore. They see big streamers. They see people on YouTube. They see people on Twitter that they want to become the next streamer. They want to become the next singer, rapper. Like, you know, they get inspirations and all that stuff. It's cool. Bro, have you heard of the Somali dude that went to, I think, North Korea, or is in North Korea right now, and he's getting prosecuted because he's a degenerate that does IRL streams. For those that don't understand, IRL means in real life streams, and he disrespected their culture. Yeah, and he was saying crazy wild shit. And
for example,
you know how
he's in an Asian country, he's calling people chinks, and if people don't know what that means, that's making fun of like Asian people's eyes and shit, right? And he's doing that shit on fucking stream, doing the fucking, you know, like spread his eyes out and all this shit. Why he's in like Japan, I think it was, or Korea, and he's doing that shit to the locals. But now he's like getting like what? I think he's getting a sentence, right? Like 30 years.
Yeah, see, even Dragon knows about it. That's crazy. So yeah, that's my next topic that I wanted to talk to you that I haven't brought it up. Right now he's in Korea. So he went from Japan, I believe, to South Korea. Yeah. Or in between of those, he even stopped in Israel and he was doing crazy shit in Israel. But the thing about Israel is that they put him in jail, they put him in prison, or whatever the fuck it is called. They detained him, but then they let him go. So the thing about him is that every time he does some stupid shit that he gets caught up with, like prison or jail time, or that they're gonna throw him in jail, he runs from country to country. So he's been bouncing from country to country. He thought that he was going to be able to do the same shit that he's been doing in Japan and Israel and other places out there. He thought that he was going to be able to get away with it, do it in fucking South Korea. So he started drinking out there at a 7-Eleven. One, you know that even out here, you can't be public intoxicated and all that shit, especially if you're doing stupid shit and it's causing problems.
I don't know, man. I see a lot of drug idiots all the time. They work with me.
He did that shit over there, and he was throwing food around as well. Like he was just being a dickhead. And he also went into a building that they were doing construction, and that's trespassing because you know you can't go into certain places, especially if it says to stay the fuck off limits on signs and shit like that. So right now, I mean, I don't know. I watched this YouTuber. I believe his name is A-Toys, but apparently he's been covering you know, what's been happening with him. And apparently they're saying that the more they find, because apparently the South Korean government is going through all his past live streams or whatever it is to see what the fuck he did in South Korea. And for every wrong shit
so that's all the proof, evidence for court.
Yeah. So that's all the evidence that they're gathering right now.
Oh, so he's right now. He's cooked. Like it's not even.
So right now, they're saying that he might be facing up to 31 years in prison in Korea.
What makes it stupid is he have all this shit on video.
Yeah,
and they're literally
that's
backtracking all the shit he did in videos to get him. So he's cooked, bro. Like, yeah, if he's deep fried, not cooked. Yeah, pretty much at this point. This is already bad enough you made these offenses.
And this is what I gotta say about this shit, right? If you want to be a streamer, make sure you know, especially an IRL streamer, make sure where you can go and do your shit. But what I mean by that, it's not okay for you to go and disrespect and go do stupid shit at other countries. I'm saying be a fucking cool streamer that people can love you, can be cool with you, can be cordial with you, that nobody has problems with you. Like, I get it, nowadays people want to be quickly famous for like the most stupidest shit ever, because that's, like I said, we're living in a young generation that they want to see people get hurt, they want to see people end up in prison for a simple joke. Like, I get it, that's the people you have watching you, but just know that if it gets to an extent that you're putting your life in jeopardy and you're putting your career in jeopardy, then don't fucking do it. Don't go that fucking route.
Like,
don't fucking sit here and fucking ruin your own fucking work or your own income that you have right now. Like, if streaming is your own income, why the fuck are you about to ruin your own job? Like, you know what I mean?
Like people like get people swatted in video games and streams. Like, I find that shit stupid. But I'm gonna check out that clip you just sent.
Yeah. So for those that don't know, shout out to A Toys. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He's like a independent journalist. He covers a lot of stupid shit that are going around. So he covered the Somali situation, and I know that you probably don't know this, and that's why I wanted you to watch it and just I just wanted your reaction on it.
So right here, this is his name. He got 1 million subscribers. If you want to fucking follow him, that's his information right there. So let's check it out.
Things are now absolutely terrible for the disrespectful IRL streamer who's now stuck in South Korea because he just got hit with another deepfake charge, which adds an additional 10.5 years of potential prison time in South Korea, which means the grand total of prison time that he's currently facing is 31 years in a South Korean prison. And he just admitted all the attention he's currently getting isn't even worth it anymore.
In the long run, do you think that it is worth it?
At this point, no.
I mean, come on. Congratulations, you played yourself. Overall, harassing strangers in public should never be incentivized in general, but massive skill issue because you simply picked the worst countries to do it. Maybe not the worst, but definitely terrible countries to be doing this streaming in. Because let's be real, if he was doing this in the US, most likely he would be out on bail and he would only get a slap on the wrist for any trials that he actually went to. And I guess for some reason, this absolute moron still operates like he's in the US. How you doing?
Good, what are you?
Good, can't complain. Currently recording this video in a business center in Weston and Boston because I'm currently traveling, but news happened, so here we are. But I mean, hey, I'm only stuck in a Weston business center temporarily. Johnny is stuck in South Korea for the foreseeable future. Because I mean, right after the trial I watched, he was playing it cool. He was like, oh, nothing's really gonna happen to me. Nothing ever happens. I'll be out in no time. A couple months later, he's lost a lawyer. He's still stuck there. And new charges are dropping pretty much monthly at this point. I don't know if he's gonna get let off the hook as quickly as he thought. So it now seems like reality is really starting to set in with this guy as his own.
I hate to interrupt it right there, but like, bro, dude got a point. Like, he really out here thinking like just because he got out once, twice, 3 times, he's gonna get away 4th time. But I ain't gonna lie, I don't know if he went to Singapore, but those motherfuckers don't play. You fuck up in Singapore, and we learned this from the military because like anytime people go there, we don't have a SOFA agreement. And if y'all don't know what a SOFA agreement is like if we go to a friendly country like France, Britain, whatever, right? And we fuck up as an American citizen, we usually have a SOFA agreement, means like let us bring that person back to our country and we'll punish them in the house, right? When you don't have a SOFA agreement with a country, they're like, no, US, he's our bitch now. And that's the last thing you ever want to hear from another country. It's like, no, he's ours now. Like even
Dragon just said it. Even Dragon just said in chat right now. He's like, yep, he's deep fried, not cooked, deep fried, bro. Yeah. It's crazy that this is our generation, bro. people want to follow other people.
Not my generation. You got me fucked up. I'm a millennial, bro. We already been through enough fuckery that we ain't
Man,
that.
listen, you're still here with us. So whether until you go up to
this
heaven,
lifetime, sure. Generation, hell no. That's our generation over there. Sacrificial pawn. You gotta make an example out of someone to get the point across. The facts, negative content pays, and overshadows positive content is also a big issue, which goes back to the current atmosphere, just concerning levels of how low vibrations in all age and demographics. See, you could tell Ox is a Gen 8 Alpha or Z because he said low vibration energy. Like, if that doesn't give it away, folks. And you know what's funny? He's like our age. He's literally an unk trying to act like a Gen Alpha. That's the worst of it. Yeah. It's like Uncle Ruckus from Boondocks. He thinks he's a white man, but he's really black. That's Ox. But he said millennials are the dark horse generation. We just whatever to most of this shit. I mean, I will say that is true because like we had the point, like, and I'll say this one thing about like millennials definitely compared to other generations. I tell my sister, and she kind of agrees, and she's Gen Z. She's like, I said, we grew up in the weirdest generation of all time. Like, well, not all time, but in the past 100 years, because they said there's that one generation every 100 years that's in that really unique situation. And it's usually when a old time goes through and a new time comes in at the same time in that generation. Example, we was in a generation that we grew up with CD Walkmans, cassette tapes, still using vinyls and all that shit, and had to use a antenna to fucking fix your TV, to also getting the iPod, getting the touch phone, getting fucking Bluetooth, 4G, 5G. We're in that generation that mixed between both technological leaps at the same time. They said the last generation that went to that leap and bounds was like the 1930s. With the industrial like revolution, right, where everything started to become like factories and all that stuff and mechanical stuff. Like that's the last generation that went to, I know enough to survive if technology falls back, which that has happened. Yeah. But I also know how to operate the new shit. You talk to Gen Z and Gen Z Alpha, you get them a fucking orange Timmy, Tommy, Chucky, fucking Rugrats, fucking VHS tape, right? They're gonna look at you like it's an alien device, ancient device, whatever, right? No, more like ancient device, right? I give a boomer a fucking iPhone, they're gonna fucking extend the fucking text to make that shit bigger, and that's how you know they're old, when the text is like zoomed in 200%, and you see that it's fucking large as hell. Then you know that you're dealing with a boomer above or Gen X and above. Yeah. So like we're in that unique generation where like we know how to use the old shit like a rotary phone that our grandparents had, but then we also know how to operate the fucking iPhone. We know how to operate the fucking internet, the computers and build computers and shit like that. We're in that weird like. We understand 5G, but then we know how like the phone used to be connected to a cord too back then. Like, it's a weird mix of the millennials. I think that's what made our generation like, fuck. We don't give a shit, bro. You're old, you're young. We don't give a fuck, bro. We're the middle child like J. Cole, bro. Like,
no, yeah, which is to me is like talking about all of this. It's just like fuck, like. I feel like I keep repeating it. I feel like my parents, because my parents would be like, "Oh, you need to learn this, because if you on your own, you won't learn this." And that's how I feel, bro. It's just a repeat of cycle of.
It's a surreal feeling, bro.
Crazy, bro.
Yeah, but let's continue.
He's gonna get let off the hook as quickly as he thought. So now it seems like reality is really starting to set in with this guy, as his only friend and financial supporter is starting to get extremely fed up with him as he's getting more and more charges. But at this point, most people know the story. Absolute moron, goes to Japan, gets in a whole bunch of trouble there, ends up doing about 3 months of jail in Japan, absolutely does not learn his lesson, goes to Israel, gets detained a bunch, gets a bunch of friends, ends up doing something that gets him permanently banned on his only platform that he actually makes good money from, which is Kick, and then he ends up fleeing Israel while still permanently banned from Kick. What does he do? Absolutely still does not learn his lesson. He then goes to South Korea, rinse and repeat, does the same thing all over again. Now, facing 31 years in prison because clearly he has still not learned his lesson. And nobody feels bad for him whatsoever because he has not learned his lesson whatsoever. He's just been given way too many chances to, pack things up and pivot the way he's making content. But instead, he just continues to double down. Even after admitting the attention is not worth it, he still wants the attention. And a lot of people have been asking me, hey, why isn't he currently arrested in South Korea? Well, South Korea apparently operates very differently, especially when it comes to foreigners. Apparently, they don't want to spend the taxpayers' money on taking care of Johnny. They want to put that burden to provide for himself on Johnny. So now, Johnny essentially is homeless, except for Hank. He is now a burden to Hank and Hank's family because I guess Hank thinks it's a good idea to continue to pay for him. Because Hank, for some reason, thinks that's the right thing to do, even though, as you'll see, it's destroying his life as well. Johnny is a sinking ship.
Bro, why? If I'm a guy in another country, and let's just say I'm American, and we have a dude from Asia, India, fucking Russia, whatever country, right, comes into the United States and does some dumbass shit. And then the American law is like, oh, you know, our taxpayers don't pay for it, but if an individual wants to like pay for that person, we're gonna make the person pay for it. But if they're homeless, you know, we're gonna find a way to make that person pay. This dude said, let me pick up this fucking dumbass YouTuber that criticized my culture and pay for his charges. Do you realize how stupid that sounds? Like, I don't get it, bro. Like, somebody made me comprehend why would somebody do that? Like,
I don't know, bro.
And his name is Hank.
I agree. I agree with you.
Like,
I would you disrespected our country to the point that you're fucking making fun of like certain things that have happened in history and shit like that. Motherfucker, you gonna be laid up in the fucking subway. You're gonna be laid up in the fucking corner street. You're gonna be laid up in the fucking grass at a fucking park. Like, what do you want me to tell you? Like, that's all you about to get. You ain't gonna get no blanket out of me. You ain't gonna get no dollar out of me.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That's insane work, bro. Insane work. I don't know. I couldn't do it, but yeah, I don't know. Let's get to this shit. Bro.
He's dragging everyone he can down with him because Johnny is stuck in Korea for the foreseeable future. He cannot leave Korea until all of his court cases are done, all of his time is served, and all of his fines are paid. Then he can finally leave. So until recently, he's had 5 charges that stuck and then 1 that got dismissed. 2 of them are misdemeanors. 2 of them are obstruction of business.
There's no way he just twerked on one of their statues, bro.
That stuck, and then 1 that got dismissed. 2 of them are misdemeanors. 2 of them are obstruction of business felonies, which hold a maximum of 5 years each in prison. Then you have 1 deepfake charge, which has a maximum of 10.5 years in prison. And just now, they added another deepfake charge, which adds another 10.5 years of potential prison time in South Korea. So he's now facing a maximum of 31 years in prison. And I guess after all this, he's slowly starting to realize that he's ruined his life.
I talked to my mom this week and she was like, really just like, you need to stop drinking. Like, it's ruining your life. You're 24, you know what I mean? You don't need to be drinking and doing this crazy because, you know what I mean? Like, alcohol is definitely the reason why I've done so many great. And it's, do not back down, never give up. It's not backing down, never giving up. It's about just bettering yourself as a person. I think I'd truly be a better person if I didn't drink alcohol. I feel like it doesn't bring anything better. It doesn't bring anything positive to my life. You know what I mean? I can make good content without drinking alcohol, like easily.
When Johnny is sober, he actually has some fairly reasonable takes. But that didn't really last for too long because, according to 15 Minutes of Shame, 1 single hour later, he was already drunk streaming.
Come party with us.
It's a quiet hour, so.
Okay, you like Diddy?
Yeah, I like Diddy.
You like this song?
Wait. Outside, I couldn't hear either.
Then come here and sit with us.
Oh no, bro.
No, it's the same one we
Mind you, in the same video, he got drunk later on and started acting like a fucking moron again.
The last one.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
I'm lying to you. That isn't one. All right, come Hank. Don't the bike. Can you dance with Diddy with me one time?
Well, why are you like drinking so much, man? Come on.
Listen to Diddy with me, please.
All right.
Why is he
Hank here is just acting like a disappointed father, and this is Johnny's only lifeline in Korea. Why would he be actively trying to burn this bridge? I guess he just can't help himself. But the reason I say this is in an interview, they actually admitted that Johnny has ran out of money, and Hank is his only lifeline, even though Johnny will still go on and on about saying, oh, I actually have money, and I'm not broke.
Legal mindset and these channels, they spread like fake narrative that like I'm penniless and things like this. It's not true. But
yeah, but Trump MAGA had 45.
I've been living an okay life.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I stay with Hank, so I don't really have expenses for living.
But here's the reality of the situation.
I have sacrificed my finances. You know, like I've actually like Johnny ran out of money because they refused Johnny to work. So I've been actually providing for him.
He's been helping me a lot. He's been helping me with not only like legal fees and stuff like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's helped me pay for a lawyer and stuff like that. And he's a great friend. Like honestly, I respect him for that.
It's so bad his chair is broken.
And when I get out of here,
he's looking for pocket change.
A lot of it I do owe to Hank. He's a real man.
Yeah. So, and not to mention that I sacrificed my time and space here. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact.
Bro, it look like Hank is over there like in the office building working while having this dumbass on a leash with him. Like, bro, it's like, oh my god.
All he says is he respects Hank for that. Dude, if it wasn't for Hank, from what we're hearing, he would be homeless. So, I mean, the least he could be is a little more grateful to Hank because apparently he was starving before Hank took him in.
And I actually fed him back to health too.
That's crazy. Like a
okay. Yeah, I'm very skinny. Hank claims when I was living on my own in Korea, I was very skinny and gaunt. You know, because maybe my diet was not good, but Hank is definitely. People now on the internet are saying I have like a gut and man boobs now because Hank has been feeding. I've been on the Hank diet, and Hank has been feeding me so well.
Yeah,
appreciate it.
Oh yeah, bro.
Yeah, bro.
And this is our sadly to say our generation.
Chief, I don't know if you see my face, bro, but what am I watching?
Bro, this is our my generation, kind of my generation, because I don't even want to fucking claim this generation. But this is kind of my fucking generation, bro. Fuck this generation. Fuck the slang. Fuck talking in fucking Alpha Jan, bro. I'll say respectfully to y'all faces, bro. If y'all don't come and talk to me in proper English, and don't fucking come and talk to me at all, bro. Go the fucking other way. Like, there's a time and place to do certain things. There's a time and place to joke around with, like, no cap, bro, or it's demure, or like you know, when we're live streaming, we joke around like that. We make a bunch of jokes like that. But when I go to work, bro, I go to work and I fucking act like a good boy, and I don't give a fuck if y'all make fun of people that act like a good boys while they're working at a proper place. You know what I mean? Like, it's just fucking ridiculous. Y'all, this generation, y'all need to get it together, because the saying goes that y'all supposed to be building America, that you're supposed to be the next generation to fucking upbring America. And the way it's looking, y'all not upbringing shit, all right? And y'all need to fucking, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. There I go with the fucking slang. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. And respectfully, not respectfully, stay in fucking school, dog. Don't be like this dumbass that goes to different countries and fucking ruins his life. Don't be like other streamers that are even out here doing stupid shit, ruining their fucking life too. Like, if you're gonna stream, bro. Be funny, be who you are. Don't sit here and follow other people's steps, bro, and just start being fucking a dumbass just for the views, for the likes, for the fucking money. Because at the end of the day, guess what? When you run out of ideas to be a dumbass, everybody's gonna leave. Everybody's not gonna want to be there because you're not gonna bring the content. So it's like, just be your fucking self, bro.
No
just
cap.
Be funny. Like, just be yourself. Be funny. Be goofy. Be what you gotta be, but do it in a proper way. Like, have fun with it.
Yeah, I want to make sure you have the right vibrations. You heard? I can't, bro. I can't with this shit. Bro. I don't even want to continue watching this shit. I feel like it's just gonna get worse. Like, oh my god, bro.
Thank you for not letting me starve. Bro fist for that one. But apparently things are so bad that he's being supported by his family, and his family is threatening to cut that off because he keeps on funneling that money back to Johnny.
I risk my family not paying my tuition to help Johnny, because I believe that helping Johnny was right thing to do.
This man's in college.
His mom hates me. Your mom hates me, right?
Yeah. My mom hates you. My
mom hates
grandparents hate you.
What grandparents hate you?
Despite all that, he's my friend, and wrong is being done to him, and I'm gonna make sure that he gets out of Korea safely.
Yeah.
It's the real one.
Bro, this dude just saying all this shit for YouTube content. He really believes there's like a friendship here. Or he's probably using him so maybe he can get money when he goes back to bed. I don't know, bro. This shit's just weird.
Why would you ever destroy your own life and ruin your standing with your own family over Johnny? This is clearly some.
I ain't gonna lie. Somebody that's been in a Hispanic family, bro, some of the families member, fuck them. But like, for good reason. But like, for this reason, nah, I actually agree with White Boy on this one.
Someone who's only using him because he has no options left. But that is still not
Shit's
stopping
crazy.
Hank from allegedly pulling some strings to get Johnny a new attorney. But apparently this attorney isn't from the big leagues. He is an attorney. That's about it.
So he's got.
And then just FYI, yo, for anybody that's been watching so far, I appreciate y'all for watching. This is our version of a commercial. If you don't fucking follow, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend, I'm gonna sue you because you don't like puppies. Back to you, Chief. Chief, did you freeze on me? Chief. Uh-oh. I think we have technical difficulties. Chief, are you still alive? Chief. Oh, I made it to the stream. Chief is down again. Hold on, yo. I think we have a problem with Chief. Let's see. Let's see. My mom made the power go out? Oh, no. What the hell happened? So, technically speaking, guys, we just heard that Chief just got power go out the minute he was about to say his message. But this is a good time because we was going to do a little intervention real quick during this podcast episode. I guess I had to do this one solo for a minute. I'm coming back, lost power. I guess something happened in the house they live in that they lost power. He's coming back to the stream, so don't worry. This is a good time. Y'all could grab some food and whatever and hear me speak. One thing I was going to say to everybody, too, along with Chief, is no matter how much people will tell you this, bro, streaming is not easy. Like, it's always hard enough doing it by yourself, but doing the podcast format the way we do and all that, right? Putting it up on YouTube, making the videos so we can have funny moments you can show your friends, family, co-workers, whatever, right? Or, like, acquaintances about, like, what we do, what we're talking about, things that you agree with, disagree with, or just think it's fucking comical, right? It takes time to do all this crap, right? And to doing it in this level and trying to make it more and more professional every time, it's going to cost money down the line, of course, too, right? We're doing it all mostly because, you know, we just love it. And then, of course, if down the line we make money, shit, you know, that's even better. You know, we're doing something that we love and then we make money off of it. That's the dream, right? But we can't do that without y'all, right? So every follow, every fucking, you know, subscribe in our channels and every freaking, you know, share helps a lot. And then you guys even commenting and putting your 2 cents into the chats always means a lot because we feel like we're not just talking with just us, but we're also talking with you. So yet again, thank you for everything. I can show you real quick too that we have things rolling. So let me also show that as well. Let me pop this bad boy up so you can see how our channel is looking so far. Now we're getting to the point. I think the YouTube algorithm is actually letting you search up our stuff. So if you don't know, when you search in YouTube and you just start a channel, right? In the beginning, it's gonna come out like this, right? Where you put like the person's names and it's not gonna come back with their channel. You had to put up a certain amount of like channels and all this stuff for it to actually pop up at work, right? So right now, if you can see right here, we're able to pop up for at least the video portions, but not yet the actual our channel. So we're getting there, but it takes more people. It takes a village to, you know, raise a child, and that child is our channel, right? So we also have the link tree. I'm gonna drop this down for y'all in the chat. Feel free to let everybody, you know about our freaking channels. We have everything from YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, X, the whole 9 yards, right? So all that shit is deeply appreciated if you guys do join in and follow, subscribe, all that good stuff, and all our freaking social medias. Also too, we're in the Discord called the Cash Crew Mafia. If you haven't known about it, I don't know where you've been, right? I've been under a rock. Cash Crew Mafia is right here, our Discord. Started a long time ago by us, right? For y'all, right? It was called Cash Crew Family or Cash Crew Mafia, CCF/CCM. We call it Mafia just because it sounds cooler. But if you join in, you are part of the family, right? We have things from, you know, the gaming server that we just opened up thanks to DJ, our freaking second in charge. Oh, we got Chief back. And we have plenty of like other things as well.
I'm so sorry, chat. I did not think that we were gonna lose power.
There we go.
Welcome to California. This is what happens when the fucking heat is so hot outside and people driving like dumbasses. We fucking lose power, and that was so unexpected. Twin, I am really sorry.
No, you good.
I know that
it's
was
technical difficulties.
Like,
but no, the funny part was I switched it to you, right? Because I heard you laughing, about to put you to it. The second I switched, you're like froze. I'm like, Chief?
Bro.
I'm like, think it's just a second or two. Bro, it was like, no, you was completely out of it. But nah, I told everybody pretty much what we was gonna say, the Discord, the YouTube, the Instagram, the TikTok, the Linktree, that how hard it is to do this shit. And all the support helps.
And as soon as we hit affiliate, we have bigger plans. We have, you know, trying to come up with future, not channels, but future shows as well for like the podcast. I want to meet Twin up in person because he is from, like I said, I'm in California. He's in Florida. We want to link up for one of the episodes. And we just have something in store for you guys that you guys might like it, might enjoy it. So we are brainstorming of ideas to bring you guys. We are storming of new content to bring you, new stuff to bring you. We're gonna be working on channel points as soon as we hit affiliate. We're slowly working because, like I said, it's us two working on certain channels and taking certain responsibilities for it. So any love that you guys show us, whether that's on the chat, whether that's hitting the follow, whether that's, you know, watching our YouTube channel or TikTok, like any type of love that you guys show us, we do appreciate it. We take it. We know that you guys are busy. We know that you guys, you know, have a life, and you guys got to take a moment out of your day to come and watch these dingbats be dingbats. And we appreciate it. We might not say it because we're like involved in our episode. We're involved in the information that we want to give you. But trust me, we'll stop here and there and we'll start shouting out people. You know, we'll start giving everybody their flowers. But at the end of the day, we do appreciate you guys showing any type of support or any type of love towards the channel.
And then also too, down the line, the next big project that we're gonna have in line too for the Big Back Twins podcast, right? Is right now we only stream on Twitch, but we know ways that we can switch stream on Twitch and also YouTube, and then we also think about doing Spotify as well and X. That's gonna be a big project that's gonna require a lot of assistance. As in, like I have some of my people like DJ, shout out DJ. That's gonna help me with that stuff, right? He knows how to do it, Twitch and YouTube. I'm doing a little research how to also do it in Spotify and X at the same time. It's gonna require a lot of power on my computer in order to do so. To multi-stream to 4 platforms, but that also includes that we're gonna need help down the line. So if you could hit that follow button on Twitch and subscribe on YouTube, share our platform, like I said, right?
Yes.
And then down the line, when people want to donate, give subs, all that stuff, right? And biddies, that's all gonna go straight to the channel. So again, thank you again for even just watching, being here for at least a second means a lot to us. But we have big plans, and big plans means we need big community growth. So share it, and we hope like your suggestions too come down and play as well.
Oh, I see that you joined us, Walking Gem. What's up? Welcome to the chat. Thank you for being here. And we appreciate you by stopping by, and even if it's lurking or not lurking, like I said, chat, any type of love that you guys show us, that's whether lurking, not lurking, you know, going through our social medias, going to YouTube, coming here on Twitch, whether that's we're live in the moment or whether that's we're off live and you guys are watching the VODs, or while you're driving and you're just having us in the background, we appreciate all of that. It does not go unseen. It does not. We don't push it to the side and be like, "Oh, it's whatever." Like we're getting numbers. No, we appreciate y'all from the bottom of our hearts. We understand that everybody has a life. Everybody is busy doing something, but you guys taking the moment to come here to be with us in the live in the moment, or whether outside, you know what, once we're not live, we appreciate that as well. And on top of that, did you tell them about the CCM community and all that stuff
Yeah,
as well?
but yeah, all that shit, dude, dog.
Okay.
So I think we cover all bases. So thank you again. Just make sure you follow us, watch us. We put in the link tree in there. Go somebody one of my mods. If you could put the CCM discords in there as well, we gladly
please,
appreciate
mod.
you. And back to your regular schedule program. So now to talk about the legal battles that this guy is facing. So those that just came in, right? We're talking about this YouTuber. I don't remember his name exactly, but
Somali. I think he goes by Somali.
This dude, Somali, whatever, right? He went to different Asian countries, whatever, right? China, I think he went to India, I think too. He went to Korea and all this stuff, and now he's currently stuck in Korea. But he's going to these countries doing like racist stuff or stupid stuff to the national parks and museums or whatever. Like he just had, like we just saw in the video, he's twerking on like a statue that's like means something to them. Imagine like you're from another country and you're like twerking on the Abraham Lincoln Memorial or the Martin Luther King statue,
you'll
whatever.
be cooked, bro.
Yeah, that's what he's doing, but to their culture statues, right? And then he's also doing things like calling people chinks, for example, doing the freaking the eye thing for Asian people and whatever, right? To be disrespectful to the culture. And now he's stuck. And there's an Asian guy named what's his name? He said Hank. Hank is trying to help him out, right? For some reason, because in South Korean culture, that if you're getting punished from somebody out of country, right? If you're an out of country person that did something illegal, right? They don't make the taxpayer money, put you in jail. You have to they take money from your own account and put you in the jail and feed you based on the money you have. But the problem is he doesn't have money or have access to his money or whatever, right? So Hank is doing that for him for some whatever fucking reason. But we'll see how this goes.
Both a public defender that was originally covering his Western District case, and a private lawyer, which was on the East, which is now registered in the West. So we're going to talk about this lawyer. So we actually predicted who this lawyer was. We had a leak. Ramsey gave a leak about who this lawyer was. We now know officially the lawyer is Choi Gwang-ho. Or Gwang-ho Choi. Choi is his family name. So that is the lawyer that has registered. He is a tax attorney. He is a tax attorney. He has not been inside a criminal courtroom in 20 years. Let me say that one more time. He has not been inside a criminal courtroom in 20 years.
So he is a
tax attorney. So what probably happened, and this is something that we said, was this is probably a friend of Hanky Poo's family, who got put on this case.
And apparently his entire legal strategy for the deepfake charge has been a complete flop.
His whole big legal talk, his whole big legal strategy was, we're going to settle with Bong Bong. We're going to settle with the female victim. We're going to pressure her. And they wanted to threaten her because she showed the image on her stream as well. But she showed it to show how mad she was about it, being like, this is wrong, right? So he tried to blackmail the victim. And not only did that fail, it literally backfired in his face. When he tried to blackmail the female victim, the prosecutor probably saw this and said, oh, hell no,
Yeah, bro.
we're going to double down and give you another one. And by the way, there will be no settlement on that one because it's with the Korean YouTubers that you are literally attacking and threatening with defamation. Remember, guys, Hank and Johnny have been threatening to sue the Korean YouTubers and myself, by the way, threatening to sue me with defamation in Korea. Do you think that people that you threatened to sue, and you are suing, you literally said you're suing them, you were threatening Dalgoon, you're threatening other people, do you think they're going to come to some settlement with you? By the way, that doesn't even really work in Korean court. Even if they were to say, oh yeah, we agree, the prosecutor could still bring it.
I mean, the issue with Johnny is,
this is crazy.
Most of what he says is hot air. Unfortunately for him, the judge and prosecutor might not know that because he's made a bunch of threats and he's said.
So they're trying to countersue the country. Like, do we realize the stupidity behind that? Like, if you don't have Elon money and shit like that, these dudes probably have billions of dollars as an economy. Like, how are you gonna? You know what? No, I'm just gonna continue the video, bro.
Yeah. Unfortunately for him, the judge and
this is crazy,
prosecutor
really.
might not know that because he's made a bunch of threats and he's said a lot of stupid stuff. So it's safe to say this backfires tremendously on this guy. Because let's be real, all he had to do after he got caught, even after making all the mistakes in Japan and all the mistakes in Israel, and I guess all the mistakes in Korea, once they charged him formally, all he had to do was shut up, apologize, be respectful, and he probably would have gotten left off with somewhat of a slap on the wrist. Instead, he does the polar opposite. He disrespects the judge, the prosecutor, the victims, the people covering it, and the Korean citizens. That's not gonna give you any leniency with the judge. I mean, the dude is just playing the worst cards possible as a social experiment to see how the Korean justice system will handle that. But for every day that passes, it seems like the penalty is going to be harsher and harsher. Then to make things worse for himself, apparently, he lost a lawyer.
Just today, we had the public defender step down. Now, that is likely, they were actually removed from the case. That means they weren't the ones who petitioned it. It was the court that did it, probably because he no longer qualifies for a public defender. When you have a private attorney, that typically disqualifies you from having a public defender. So it appears that he was disqualified from that.
So now the case will be even more expensive for Johnny or Hank, depending on who's footing the bill here. And Legal Mindset also issued a correction here saying the attorney has actually been to court 5 times in the last 20 years, or at least 5 times. But apparently he's lost all 5 of those cases. So Johnny has now hired a guy who's gone 0 for 5 over the last 20 years, and he's still acting up during his trial. I mean, by the way, Johnny is acting unified.
Oh, they did not just show that picture.
Attorney with this big boy crypto money he has. But the reality is different. And as I stated previously, he's now admitting that it's not worth it anymore. He's banned on Kick. That was the platform he could actually make decent money on, and they're most definitely not going to take him back. And we learned that from Ice Poseidon.
In the long run, do you think that is worth it?
At this point, no.
So now Johnny is permanently banned on Kick. He's also permanently banned from Patreon, apparently, and Airbnb.
I'm permanently banned from Patreon. Permanently banned from Airbnb. I don't even know how. Somebody sent some kind of article to Airbnb. They permanently banned Airbnb.
So it's hard for him to make a living streaming. It's harder for him to collect donations, and it's hard for him to live.
Bro, I never heard of a YouTuber being banned from Airbnb. That's absolutely insane word, bro.
It's cinema,
That's
bro.
absolutely insane
To
word.
get yourself kicked out of so many, they're
Bro.
not even streaming platforms.
Bro.
They're fucking platforms you rent a fucking house or a room.
Bro, imagine you go to YouTube and shit, and like you did some dumb shit. You go to a hotel, like, yeah, you're banned from this hotel. Boy, I didn't even know your hotel exists, and now you banning me. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
When they said that man's gonna be really homeless, they meant that shit, bro.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. That's some absolute cinema. That's pretty much the end of the video, chat. But it's funny because there is some things I want to watch with Chief, right? Because I want his reaction of this shit. I didn't watch it fully. I think I watched only the first 5 minutes of this shit. But this is some funny shit that I wanted to watch with Chief. Let me see if I can find the video. I'll put it in my to watch later list. If I can't find it there, I know that the person that was doing this video. Let me see if I can find it. There's some funny ass news. Let me see if I can find this. Video. Where was it?
But no, this is. I'm kind of glad you started talking with the topic that we started talking about the whole DDG situation, because, I've been saying, chat. It's just crazy how these generation nowadays are so quick to. Social media has ruined this generation. I'm not gonna lie. I agree that 100% that social media is just taking over, and social media has been doing their numbers. Whether it's good or bad, at the end of the day, it's like
I got the vid.
What do you do at that point? You know, like
right.
Once somebody's gone and this is the stuff that they want to do, be stupid on the live stream just because for numbers, views, and stuff like that. That's where it's like, bro, at that point, you're not anymore a streamer. You're just a dumbass. You're labeled as a dumbass.
So
like
so yeah, at that point, you're just dumb, right? You're making terrible decisions, and you're not really thinking the long term consequence, right? But he's cooked. Short term chat, he's cooked. But this is the other part, right? Because me and Twin wanted to talk about. If y'all didn't know, our first and second episode, I think we talked about it mainly, or was the first or third. We pretty much grilled Nintendo because there was some news that Chief knew about, and there was some things I was hearing rumor about, and then we both kind of like had the confirmation together, and we found out things that happened with Xbox that was slightly bad, and then Nintendo is just grossly terrible, right? So one of my favorite YouTubers named the Act Man, and I'm gonna show on screen. If you haven't seen him, he's great. He talks a lot about the gaming stuff, and we showed Angry Joe, and then we showed, what was the one that you showed us that we watched that he took to the convention? Who was that YouTuber that took us to the Switch 2 convention when they were showing the display of the Switch 2?
Oh, Austin.
In Austin. So we saw Austin, we saw Angry Joe, we even saw Charlie, aka Penguins, right? About their take of it. But I saw the Act Man talked about this shit, and it looked like he was about to blow a gasket just looking at the first 5 minutes of the video. I want to see your reaction. I didn't watch the whole thing through, but yeah, yeah, you know, let's just watch it real quick.
The Switch 2 has finally been announced in.
But before we do actually that one, I'm gonna show you a quick thing too. If y'all didn't know, also, I'm gonna show this little YouTube short I saw today as well. Just a little sneak preview of what we're dealing with. Let me show this little sneak preview too. How my other fucking favorite YouTuber, which is one of my biggest reasons why I want to be social media, was the Black Hokage. He cracked me up because he was talking about how even he was impressed because he always made fun of Nintendo and how Nintendo was pretty much like on the ass of the downfall of like.
So this is what I was talking about that I think led to the delay on the pre-orders for the Switch. Yesterday, the Treehouse stream promoting the Switch 2, and somebody actually screen capped the chat. And I think the Nintendo executives saw this shit and they got nervous. Drop the price, drop the price, drop the price, drop the price.
So if y'all don't know what he's showing right here, when they were doing a Nintendo live event of showing the Nintendo products, right? They were being very slick. Me and Chief know this, right? Because we saw the videos. They were being very slick. They showed on the Nintendo Switch 2 products. They showed the Mario Kart or whatever. And they said, if you want to see the price of the games, go online. And they didn't show it while doing the live event, which already put a bunch of question marks. But people saw it. The first thing they put was lower the price. And for y'all that don't know me, right? I got pissed. Because I thought Mario Kart is already a shit-ass game. They milked the fuck out of the franchise. They had probably two. The original one for the Nintendo 64 and Double Dash for GameCube is probably my favorites. All the other ones, fuck them, right? They said Mario Kart costs $80. And the worst part is, right, you have big games like Elden Ring that's like $60, Baldur's Gate like $50. Rise of Ronin was another good one, $50, and the freaking
even the whole franchise of The Last of Us.
Yeah, Last of Us remasters. I hate that they remaster every 2 years. That's my problem. But that shit $60. Like all these great games, Schedule 1 selling the market $20, and you're telling me Mario Kart is $80. And then the worst part is, like, people are mad that Nintendo Switch is $450, but I think that was more excusable, right? But then the fact that they're saying here, drop the price, and they won't, is kind of scary to me. And till you watch this,
Look, the whole chat. You don't think Nintendo executives saw this? Shout out to the Nintendo community. They said, fuck that shit. Apparently, this was like a several-hour stream, and the whole chat, it just kept saying, drop the price. Nintendo saw that. I'm going to give it a small chance. We could see a price drop, and they take a loss.
And they did it. And that's the other problem. And then the worst part is, let's just say you want to buy the fucking physical media, right, for the actual game. There's two problems. One, it's $10 more. So you buy the little SD card, it costs $90 rather than $80. The second problem with this situation is you don't get the game. Every game going forward, they said, not even some, before it was some, now I heard not every game that's going forward is going to be just a license key. But I digress.
Which is fucking ridiculous.
Let's watch this. Let's see.
I don't know if you wanna, after you watch this one, I send you a link to another one.
Okay.
Because it's a video of, I don't know who this person is. We can shout him out, give him his flowers once you pull him up on the screen if you do decide to show him. He went to certain GameStops when the pre-order came out. And he was talking crazy about the whole pre-order, how there wasn't even enough consoles to pre-order or something like that. Like I didn't fully watch it, so this is gonna be a raw experience from like the beginning, because I've only I skimmed through it, like I didn't sit down and watch it.
Yeah, just like
he was talking about the whole pre-order situation, because apparently that's a whole nother situation that they're talking about.
Yeah, like I tell people that they probably also made a very few, like 1,000, for example, or 10,000, 100,000, and wait till those were sold out and say, "Oh, we sold out," but they didn't make a lot to begin with, just to inflate fucking the market, act like they did very well. But let's see.
Revealed to the world. Can you even believe it? A new Donkey Kong 3D platformer, one we haven't seen in 25 years. This is a dream come true. This is heaven. I've died and gone to heaven. This new console and all these great new games, it's all going to be available for the low price of... What? What was it?
And it's going to cost $450. $450. $450.
This is outrageous. It's unfair.
And that's just for the console itself.
Once I bought a Wii U, I made it run.
Everybody flames a Wii U to this day.
In my time. Once I bought a Wii U, now it's done. Brother, can you spare a Switch?
I love that, man. He makes it theoretical and makes fun of you.
This is the homeless man here, and today the great gamer depression.
Did you say you was gonna be homeless buying games? He got you, bro. You're gonna be in line with him right there, bro.
Is upon us. This is my Great Depression outfit. I'm gonna take it off because it is obnoxiously hot, and not just because I'm the one wearing it. Hey-o.
Hey, that really sucked.
So in a 2-hour-long direct, Nintendo revealed the Switch 2 and all the different features. They gave us a ton of info on the system, its upgrades, downgrades, those are important,
a lot of
few
downgrades,
brand new launch titles to look forward to, and a whole bunch of third-party support. 8 years ago, the Switch came out and started a new generation of consoles, and this is the dawn of a new generation. And would you look at that? The next Pokemon game? Looks like it's running off of a fucking GameCube. A time that should be filled with excitement, nerdgasms, if you will. But alas,
were it so easy.
Nintendo is asking you to drop $450 on a Switch 2. That is the baseline price for people in the US, though I'm sure it's all fucked up in different countries as well.
It's about $600 in Canada. Oh no, never mind. $700 in Canada. I mean $700. Yeah.
Oh my goodness! People are understandably frustrated. What? Why? I thought you liked spending money. Don't ever stop consuming. You love consuming. Don't ever stop. But why exactly
don't ever
are
stop
gamers
consuming,
upset with the
bro?
Switch
Like
2
what?
and these price tags? Is it worth picking up? Do we even know if this will be the final price of the console? Is the price going to increase or decrease? Why are pre-orders in the US suddenly being delayed? Ooh.
And then Ox makes a good point too. Compare to PlayStation, right? When the PlayStation 5 came out, for all y'all that don't understand how the market works for gaming, the consoles don't make money, they lose money, right? except for Nintendo. But PlayStation 5 is $1,000 console, but they sell it for $500. Reason why they do that is because they're gonna make you buy the accessories, you buy the Nintendo exclusive, not PlayStation exclusive games, etc., to make that money back. People, for example, the Xbox costs like $450, I think, at that time period. The reason why it's $450, it really costs like $800, I believe, but they will make that big game back with Game Pass subscriptions, people that buy the games off of it, the Xbox Marketplace. Those things is what makes the console get the money back, and all the batteries you buy for your stupid controls. Because yet again, I'm on y'all ass too, fucking Xbox. Y'all will defend the fuck out that console, and y'all motherfuckers still use batteries in 2025. But I digress. But like either way, like the problem is Nintendo does what Aux says. So shout out Aux for that. If the console is worth, for example, $450 or $500 or $400 to make, they're not gonna make it like half the price and then sell it to you. They're probably charging $450 because it takes $400 to make, and they make a $50 profit off of it. So except for making it cheaper, they were actually probably the same value or a little bit more. So it's probably $400 to $450, and they're asking the full price, which to me is fully baloney. But yeah, back to the video though.
Who's fucking with my video games, god damn it? Now I do want to give my first impressions of the Switch 2 and talk about some of the more exciting stuff.
Introducing Game Chat. With this feature,
oh, how throws a commercial.
Hold on. Communicate with friends and family
I was
while
like,
playing a game.
But we'll have to do that later in the video because right now we have to talk about the elephant in the room. Because in Nintendo's first live stream after the Direct, people were spamming lower the price in chat. Obviously, this is the biggest talking point on the internet for the Switch 2. Not just the $450 price tag, but also
people making fun of the side by side direct. Look at that shit, bro. It's just a little bit grayer. Like it's not bro.
Price tag,
this shit is not, oh my god, bro.
Brace yourselves.
Some games, including Mario Kart World, are going to be priced at $80 for the digital edition, or $90 if you want to buy it physical.
Once I bought a GameCube, Luigi's Mansion, Melee, Wind Waker, and Prime.
Oh, I had all those games.
Once I bought a GameCube.
One of the best Nintendo products.
Brother, can you spare a game?
You spare
the $80 cost of a game. A single game.
It's ridiculous.
Why are you upset? Why are you upset? You love spending more money. You told me that yesterday, remember? Don't you know I'm gaslighting you? And this is all besides the other premium stuff and subscriptions Nintendo has been shilling in the Direct.
Everything's more expensive, right?
Yeah, the accessories are more expensive than they've ever been. The new Pro controller is $80. A left and right Joy-Con, that's $90 now. $13 for the straps.
The straps.
Money.
I remember it used to be like
$3 to
$5. It's
crazy.
crazy.
Nintendo has always been the accessible, budget-friendly option for gamers. Nintendo may not have state-of-the-art hardware, but their library is unquestionably top tier. They are the family-friendly brand, the dads and moms. If you're a dad or a mom who've got kids you gotta pay for and take care of and send to school, you're gonna want the cheapest, most convenient thing if you want to retain some semblance of those youthful hobbies you used to have. Look at you becoming a parent. Look at this guy, he reproduced. What a dork.
For a lot of families, when they look at $500 for the game of Mario Kart, I think you're gonna have we have a Nintendo Switch at home situation.
But once Nintendo starts pushing this $80 price tag for these premium Switch 2 games, yar har fiddle-dee-dee, new piracy techniques are all right with me. Now, if
and I love how you said that. What you're trying to say is piracy might come back, and we said this in episode 1. I made a joke.
We said episode 1, and
a lot of people are talking about and a lot of people were talking about how like the reason why piracy was so popular in the 90s and 2000s, right, was the fact that songs, for example, if you want to listen to one or two very popular songs back then, right, You just have to buy the whole fucking CD for one or two songs that you like, right? That you heard from the radio. Problem is like, let's just say I want to listen to Who Let the Dogs Out by Baha Man, which was actually one of my favorite CDs in the 2000s, right? I had to buy the whole Baha Man songs, like, and there was only 2 good songs just to listen to Who Let the Dogs Out, right? Or if you want to listen to Beyonce, To the Left, you have to buy the rest of her shitty songs to listen to that in Halo, right? And stuff like that, right? And so people used to go to things like LimeWire back in the day to download music, which was a illegal pirating app that everybody on the planet knew about and used to get illegal fucking, music. And then what saved the industry from piracy was the fact that iTunes was made, right? So you could buy a song for $1.99 or 99 cents, I think at first. It was 99, then went to $1.99 later on to maintain the platform. And those platforms, you was able to buy individually what songs you want, and then you could put in your iPod at that time or iPhone when it came out what songs you want rather than, the ones that you did it, right? And now we have Pandora came out at that time period, which was very popular, Spotify and all those, in order to then stream music and pick what songs you want to listen to rather than listen to all the junk ones in the album that used to have 20 songs. So now that became more popular, and then piracy tend to die afterwards. I mean, they took down Spotify first, but people were still looking at other avenues, like I think it was Pirate Bay and Frostwire, in order to still get those illegal music, but there was more risk with like Frostwire, for example. But then when they found out now, I could pay $5.99 a month and listen to billions of songs. Oh yeah, you got me, right? But I think we're getting to that trend where now if games are too expensive, people are gonna be like, fuck it. I always seen things online, people doing emulators where they have their what's it called, the Samsung.
Yeah, and people are starting to talk about emulators and bringing them back.
The Aces and all that shit, right? And the Steam Deck, they put the Nintendo Switch emulator in there. Not GameCube area, not PS2 emulator. They have a Switch emulator to put Switch games in. And it actually runs better and has higher graphics and knows than the Switch. So people was like, they be like, look, Nintendo, I don't even need to buy your shitty product to play in a better fucking version. I saw a video like that. If I could find it doing this shit, I'll show you. But people are showing off that you can see fucking Breath of the Wild, they have Zelda, the chick, whatever, and they have mods where she's like running around the beach with a bikini. Shit, like, because you could do that shit with the emulator. So the whole joke is the bringing back piracy because of the expensive prices, which me personally, I don't blame people that do that shit, bro. Ain't nobody gonna be able to afford $80, $70, $90 games. It's just unrealistic.
And then the icing to the cake, Nintendo. You want to sell a product that expensive. You want to sell a product that expensive. Not a product, but like a fucking console. Let's put it that way, because I got cooked for same product last time. You want to sell a fucking console for that much, and you want to charge games for that much, when for the games we're getting plastic and a fucking cover art for the fucking case. Let me get to the console. We are paying $600-$700 for a console, and you want to.
It's for 50 United States,
and you want to break our fucking console just because y'all getting mad that people want to do stupid shit to their console because of y'all fucking being cock blockers. And y'all getting pissed off that they're getting away with certain things. So what was the cherry to the fucking ice cream? Oh, if you decide to mess with the console or decide to add certain things that is not on a user guide or whatever the fuck it is,
the EULA,
we're gonna fucking break your console. We're gonna just make sure your console doesn't ever fucking wake up from a deep sleep. Nintendo. Were y'all smoking crack cocaine or whatever the fuck y'all do it out there to fucking come up with this fucking rule? And then not only on top of that, chat, we can't come as a group to fucking sue them. It has to be individually sued. And I hope somebody big with money doesn't fucking stay quiet, fucking sues the shit out of you guys for breaking a console that you guys don't even own anymore. Because once it leaves your factory, once it leaves your fucking store or wherever the fuck it's coming from, guess what? It's my property now. It's under my fucking roof. Because if that was the case, y'all better pay for my fucking electric bill. Y'all better pay for my rent. Y'all better pay for everything else that I got in this fucking house.
That bitch better come with Wi-Fi. It's gonna be fucking. But no,
that's what I'm saying.
So for the y'all that don't know, right? To translate what Chief is saying, when he say they break the device, he literally means brick. And what he means by brick is the reason why is if you make back then, right? People will have to switch one, and they do this right now, where if they want to play a Game Boy game or like a GameCube game that was you can't get access to no more, they don't sell them, right? So people will download these and pirate their fucking Switch One. I won't even say pirate, no, they just like jailbreak. That's the word. They jailbreak their shit, right? And they put like emulators in the Switch software, so then they could download like online or whatever, right? The games as ROMs and play them onto the actual Switch. So you could play like the old GameCube Legend of Zelda or Mario Kart Double Dash or like some Game Boy, like some Nintendo 64 Smash Bros version on the Switch, which one, they don't sell it no more. So like, how's that anybody's fault? And then two, it's not like the hacking the games that's currently like online and fucking like, you know, beating the community online in games that's competitive and cheating. No, it's just for their own personal use, single player games and stuff. Now Nintendo's like, oh, even if you do that, that's against our fucking terms of policy. And now we brick your device, as in like you don't just get kicked out of the Nintendo store or Nintendo online. Your whole device, when you try to press a power button, won't turn on. It's bricked. It's literally just
goes to sleep forever.
Like nights, like it dies. Like they could press a button that deactivates your console permanently. And when you buy the console, you turn it on for the first time. It makes you sign this EULA, which is a user end agreement or end user license agreement, right? EULA, and it says that you will not do these things. If you do so, we will shut off your console. You do not own the console. You are licensed the console. Before now, when you had digital games, they say you don't own the game. You just digitally license them for those online service games. They're treating the whole piece of hardware like it was a live service game, which is absolutely fucking nuts that you could just shut off my shit. Like, I paid $450, not for a license for the hardware. This ain't like we owned it. It shout out to what Fanotti for the follow.
I was trying to see what that is. Shout out if you're still here.
But shout out for the follow.
I appreciate it. We appreciate it.
If we say your name wrong, just let us know in the chat. We butcher names easily.
How you pronounce your name.
But pretty much, like, yeah, Nintendo is just eating like crazy shit right now because it's like they're smoking crack. Like, it's absurd, but.
Like I said, it's crazy. They're treating the console like you said. They're saying that you're licensed there or whatever. We're going back to Rent-A-Center. I don't know if y'all have that in wherever fucking state you are or wherever country you are, but Rent-A-Center is a store where they sell fucking TVs, consoles, couches, fridges. They sell them, but you make small payments on them. Meaning, if you don't fucking make that payment on time, guess what? Boom, boom, boom. They come to your door and they'll be like, hey, give us the product back. See, Nintendo would be doing that same shit where Nintendo doesn't even give you the option to make payments. They're like, no, motherfucker, you pay for in full. That shit is ours. That shit is shut down. That shit cannot be revived. That shit, you can switch whatever you want to switch and it's not going to come back to life. Like, it's just going to stay dead. Simple as that.
Yep. But, yeah. Let's see if he touches on that.
Nintendo is able to get away with these $80, $90 price tags. No doubt Xbox and PlayStation in the competition are going to match that. They're going to adopt these higher price tags for more and more games. I'm not sure if it's 100% confirmed that physical copies are going to cost $90, but if true, fuck you. Why? What, you want to have a shelf of games? You want to physically own it so you can look at that shelf and figure out what game to play? No, stupid. You want a digital library of games that you buy that you end up forgetting you have. Despite how cool the console might be, the things I'm seeing that I love about it, Nintendo is kind of shooting themselves in the foot by setting these price precedents. But who is entirely to blame? Because I don't understand this, Nintendo. I don't get you.
I don't get you. Don't get you no more.
Excuse me, Nintendo's biggest fanboy here. Okay, Actman, gamers are stupid. They don't understand, all right? Adjusted for inflation, this console is cheaper than previous Nintendo consoles. Games
based on
are cheaper
inflation.
Adjusted for inflation than they were back in the 80s. These gamers are stupid.
No, yeah, exactly.
It doesn't make sense, Actman.
You know something? You're right.
Video games are a product like any other, though. They are subject to inflation over time, but most publishers for a very long time were too afraid to raise the cost of a brand new game past $60. Then it was $65, and then it was $70. But they found ways to monetize games in other ways, which we've talked about maybe once or twice on this channel. And the rest is
microtransactions.
As the co-founder of Costco once said, "If you raise the price of the hot dog, I will fucking kill you." This describes the sentiment among gamers around the $60 price tag. It's kind of something that's just etched into our being. New game comes out. Do I have $60? Like, can I afford it? It's been
thank you for the raid of 2. I appreciate you for the raid.
Seems insane because we've also been dealing with
penalty raid. Appreciate the raid. Walkie Gem.
A bunch of other shit we don't need to get into. But
I
guys,
see what you did.
Let's be real. I mean, you know, with GTA 6 around the corner, I'm sure Rockstar is going to stick with $60 price tag, right? Right? Because why would they increase that?
Thank you for the raid. We appreciate it. We appreciate it.
Glasses.
By the way, how do you pronounce your name? Let us know in chat how you pronounce your name real quick.
Is it Finalty? But yeah.
And let us know how.
Finalty.
I think it's Finalty.
Thank you for the raid. And thank you for the follow too. We saw that too as well.
We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Thank you for the love. How was your stream? What was you streaming, by the way? Let Chad know what you were streaming and how it went. We would like to hear.
And right now we're rambling about the Nintendo Switch and how now they're getting even worse than what we heard. And now other YouTubers that's very big, like Actman over here that we were just watching, 2 million followers or subscribers in YouTube. Guitar Hero and Fortnite. Oh, okay. It was the Fortnite Music Festival stream with the guitar. That was dope. Yo, that's dope. I ain't gonna lie. I love how Fortnite added that into the whole feature. I still suck at those type of games, so I don't play it. But I love how they have a lot of classic songs because they got the rights. But yeah. See, and back to the Nintendo thing, right? I love how Fortnite, right? For example, compared to Nintendo, I get it. They're not a gaming company in a sense of like making a console, whatever. But they add additions or put things for fan service. Now for Nintendo, right? People been diehard Nintendo fans since the late 80s when they came out with the first system.
Yep.
Like the NES, I think was the first system in the 80s, 88, 90, whatever. How in the fuck is Nintendo doing this to the fans, bro? That fucking
I
know
know.
This shit.
The fans that brought you to where you are is ridiculous.
They're really just looking at the market, right? And they're like, oh yeah, a fucking $80 for a digital game? That's reasonable. Mario Kart, mind you, $80. And the excuse for that shit is it's open world. It's open world. It's bigger. It's more massive. And it's 4K only in 30 frames per second. In 2025, we're still at the 30 frames. And this is still going back to what he's saying, right? Like the guy that said, like, bro, don't raise the price of hot dogs. And they talk about the whole shit with inflation. Technically speaking, the most expensive console of all time, based on inflation value, was the PlayStation 3. It was $600 at that time period, right? And $600 translates to $850 in today's 2025's like currency, which would make it the most expensive console of all time. And people gave a shit, but to be fair to PlayStation, it was innovating. And the reason why I'm saying innovated, it had the web browser onto the console, which you can actually web browse on the thing, which actually made it cheaper because when they added web browsing, There was a tariff at that time period. If it was a console, gaming console or entertainment console or some shit, there was tariffs on that. So Sony put the web browsing onto the console because now it's considered a computer system. And so the tariff prices, it would have been 700 if that didn't happen. It was 600 because of that. They had Blu-ray on it. No console had Blu-ray, and Blu-ray like DVD players, whatever. Blu-ray players were like $200, $300.
Yeah.
So you're getting that within the 600 bundle, on top of the games being massively large in those one disc. That Xbox, for example, Final Fantasy games used to have 5 to 6 discs. You had one Blu-ray disc that hold it all, so that was another advantage. The HD quality was way higher in the PS3. The reason why I'm not saying it was still worth $600, I'm saying that at least
everybody was praising the
right.
Blu-ray.
But if I'm gonna make a console that expensive, I'm gonna have it so innovating that you had to think twice of saying no to the price. Nintendo's not doing that here. If they did 450, right, and this shit was consistent minimum 60 frames docked, and then like 120 frames with some games docked, cool. They only said one game was gonna be 60 or 120, which was like Metroid. And other than Metroid, everything else is still 30 to 60 frames, docked or not docked. And then it's just like barely 4K now.
Bro, that was fucking ridiculous. When they said that they were still gonna be having games that are only doing 30 frames per second, it's like at that fucking point, then don't even make a new console. Like, what the fuck are y'all doing?
Everybody was expecting minimum 60.
Yeah, exactly.
If the game decided to make 30 and it's like a third-party game, that's not on you. But when it's a Nintendo-made game like Mario, Donkey Kong, Zelda, and you're still doing 30, that means your product is shit. God of War, for example, 1 was 30 frames, but when it made the PS5 and then God of War 1, you could play in the PS5 with the updated specs, it plays on 60 frames. Why the fuck you can't do that with Nintendo? And another problem too, right? Which people need to know about. If you have the old PS4 games and some of them you play on the PS5 console, because you can download your digital library on the PS5, even though it says PS4, it will put it up to the PS5 specs. So like I said, if God of War 1, it will put in the PS5 specs. You don't have to rebuy the game. You just had to re-download it on the other console. And you can re-download your save data on the cloud if you had the PlayStation Premium. Right? Nintendo is like, remember the last Zelda game that just came out that everybody wished there was a Switch 2 with better fucking hardware for it? Yeah, if you want to play your fucking game again, right? If you have it in your library digitally purchased, you could upgrade for $10 to $20. A game that you already own, you had to buy it again. PlayStation and even Xbox, if you had the game already for the last generation, you could play on the new generation. You just gotta re-download it. Nintendo is making you buy
the whole thing,
the game just for slight spec improvements. Get the fuck out of here, bro. And then the new Zelda one that had DLCs, you're buying the remaster and you don't even get the DLCs with the remaster or the upgraded specs. So this is my problem. Is like when PlayStation 3 did what they did, the only problem they had was not every PS2 game was backwards compatible. Some PS2 games played, but half of them didn't. The problem is Nintendo. None of your shit is gonna be backward compatible based on what I'm understanding, because you had to buy the fucking remaster key. That's $10, $20, and then on top of that, like. It doesn't make any technical leaps. It's like the PlayStation 5, the PlayStation 5 Pro, right? But I tell people, right, if you make a Pro and slightly improved, that's not a big deal to get outraged about. But if I made a PlayStation 5, right, and then my PlayStation 6 was a spec to the PlayStation Pro, people would have lost their shit, right? When you go 5 to 6, you want a big leap. 4 to 5, big leap. 3 to 4, big leap. Xbox from Xbox 360, huge leap because of the party chat feature, right? 360 to 1 finally got Blu-ray, right? Which PlayStation 3 already had, but that was still a big leap for the Xbox series. I mean, the generation, right? The Xbox One to Xbox series, bigger leap, because now you're starting to talk about 60 frames and 4K consistently. Xbox One to Xbox One S, minor changes to improve quality of life, right? We're not seeing big improvements on the Switch. Like
we're not.
And
that's the crazy part.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part. Like you said, they're just trying to make it seem more innovative because of the whole now the Joy-Con, it can be used as a mouse and have the traction for certain games.
Which other consoles do that too.
Exactly. And if that's the case, I'm gonna tell you, chat, like how I've been saying it in the previous episodes. If you want another device that is way better than the Switch, a handheld device, go for the Aces, go for the Steam Deck, go for any other device like that. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna be getting more out of those consoles compared to what the fucking the Switch is giving you. And there's gonna be a lot of differences, trust me. Just one those yeah, like for example, Asus, Steam Deck, Legion, it already beats Switch because you can just fucking use Steam on there. You can buy Steam, you can download Steam, you can play other games, you can play, and then it has the internet where like my twin was explaining, you can download emulators and do emulators on there already, and then guess what? Shit's not gonna get turned off.
Another thing I fucking forgot too, bro. The new Switch is not even an OLED. That's
oh my god! I know I brought that up to you on episode 1.
Yeah, that was crazy when you told me that shit. And the guy Austin
LCD or something like that.
Yeah,
like, it's
not even
OLED,
insane. Bro. Yeah.
Not even OLED, bro. They couldn't. They chipped out on. They were cheap on the screen, but they were like, "Oh, we're gonna charge you $80 because we're giving you games and Joy-Cons that are fucking mouses now." Yeah, like fucking ridiculous, bro.
I'll go play the video now, but
go ahead. It's fucking crazy.
I can make sense of this for you. Let's start with the numbers. I like numbers because they don't lie. Thanks to the user JML Master,
man and woman lie, but numbers don't.
The inflation-adjusted price for each Nintendo console, and it's really not that crazy. The Switch 2 isn't middle of the road, but it's a little bit higher than that. It's still not the max, and it's not anywhere close to PS5 Pro's, what, $700?
That shit's still
my question is, what? Some numbers. Seeing those prices, is that including fucking taxes and shit like that?
I'm not sure.
Once you go to the checkout and you fucking be like, oh, let me see my taxes.
I think it's just base value because it's depending on state, country, all that. It's hard to apply with tax.
Oh, okay, yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Up on screen of what?
So medium home 1985 was 82,000. The medium home in 2025, medium, you need to afford 612,000. So since 1985, rent at home prices effectively went up 600%. Remember I was telling you that privately? Gone up over 600%, while incomes only went up 220%. So prices of things went higher, but the raises for our paychecks and stuff barely has.
It barely, exactly.
When average Joe is struggling to afford a roof and non-essential hobbies, especially expensive ones, take a back seat.
Gives basically adjusted for inflation, the median income of a household in the U.S. has barely gone up since 1985. House prices, meanwhile, have skyrocketed. What does this mean? It means people don't have disposable income.
Not enough cash, stranger.
That's why they're pissed. It's pretty simple. When more and more people start living paycheck to paycheck, then non-essentials like video games and hobbies become
Walking Jam. I'm pretty sure
non-essential.
It's like that.
Free online gaming, no membership, WP history. I remember everyone praising the Blu-ray. Yeah, that mouse-like feature is so innovative. Said no one ever. I think LG TVs had that for the remotes like 2000. Facts. I didn't even think of that, bro. He's speaking facts. It's almost 15 years. Yo,
bro, it's crazy, bro.
You will be happy. Not to mention the incoming tariff sales tax that we're adding. Why do I have to talk about tariffs? Why can't you just let me be excited for a video game console? It's unfortunate then that real world politics could potentially drive up the cost of the Switch 2, and
everything went down now with the tariffs. Just FYI, I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat. So China finally budged, right? Latest news. Tariffs for them to take things that's from us is going to be 30%, and then when we buy things from them, it's only a 10% increase now, and every other country is like 10-20%. increase or whatever, and they're gonna pay us like 30% most countries. So they're paying more for our stuff than we're paying for theirs. But the other problem is now people are not informed about tariff and stuff going on with the tariffs now. Even though when those changes happen, I even saw the prices bananas went down. I gave DJ a lot of shit because prices went from 55, 57 cents to like I think it was like 89 cents, 79 cents. Now they're going down to like 69 cents.
What's up, Venom?
Which is,
what up?
Which is cheaper than what it was the past 3 months, but it's still 10 cents cheaper. I mean, expensive than what it was in the 50 something cents price. So it's like I take 60 something cents rather than 70, 80, or 90. But at the same time, like if we're playing tariffs to play, it better not go up more than $500. It shouldn't go way higher than that. But the problem is a lot of people, a lot of companies are using the tariff excuse to raise the prices, even though the tariff doesn't even bother them. So that's another problem we're seeing, that they're gonna use that excuse, even though that has nothing to do with the situation. But people are gonna just, milk that fucking excuse so they can get more dollars and more dimes out of your pockets. Just FYI, be careful. Do your research. Check what the tariff is actually doing to these companies and whatever, and realize if they're fucking saying that shit just to fucking milk your pockets, or they actually mean it. Because you could find out a lot about a company just for that bullshit lie. But I digress. Let's go.
Therefore, I have to fucking talk about it. In a worst case scenario estimates I've seen, the cost of the Switch 2 could be increased by 50% by the tariff sales tax. Again, that's probably worst case scenario, but
and they made that, to be fair on Nintendo, they made that announcement before China made an agreement with America. So it was a valid reason at that time, but now it shouldn't be. But so if you see that shit increase now, they're milking the shit out you.
It says something that I feel like I have to prepare for that.
They're just taking money at this point.
Right. They're making an excuse. Yeah, exactly.
Well, thankfully, something
they're being greedy, bro. Simple as that.
Right. It should be no more than 500.
US, numbering about 350,000. So at the very least, the Switch 2s that are in the United States will be sold at the $450 margin, assuming. Some people have theorized that the cost is taking tariff sales tax into account. Upon looking at some recent articles, this is probably more likely, but who really knows what's gonna happen? Nintendo has updated GameStop.
Let's see what I said real quick.
Who really knows?
Update. After shocking report made headlines yesterday suggesting the inbound price hike for the Switch 2, the DFC intelligence firm VF4 is clarifying in the statement further there perhaps won't be a price jump. There won't be a price jump at retail after all. Apologies for the misunderstanding created by our part for not clarifying the reference to a 20% hardware price increase over the next 2 years applied to the hardware side in general and not just the Switch. In the case of the Switch 2, we believe the 20% increase has already been baked into the $450 price. It's not likely that Nintendo will raise the price, and if they do, they don't expect it to be 20%. Also, much of that increase is not informed and not discounting prices. So not necessarily a price increase, but where the remodel a 20% price decrease in the next year or so for the holiday steadily. So pretty much what this console is saying, right, is it's $450, and that was already with tariffs into play when they announced that price. They want to, down the line, decrease it by 20% after the holiday sales because tariff negotiations went better now. And that's now we got recent updates that it has. So we might see it go down to maybe $400 in by Christmas time type shit. But we'll see. And then I think it'd be more feasible and people will be more reasonable buy a Switch 2. But the game part is still, I'm on their ass. Oh my God, is that GTA RP? That's my shit, low key. But yeah. So let's go on. So there might be good news. We might have $400 Switches, but
what's gonna happen? Nintendo has updated GameStop saying that they're removing pre-orders for the Switch 2 to assess the potential impact of the tariff sales tax and evolving market conditions. This uncertainty is only going to spark further panic and demand once pre-orders are reopened and once consoles are being loaded onto shelves, especially amongst the hardcore Nintendo enthusiasts who would be willing to sacrifice their firstborn child to get one of these things on the release night. With enough panic and demand, you know who comes back? Everyone's favorite sequel, everyone's favorite businessman, Scalpers 2. With uncertainty of how much this is going to cost, it's going to be ripe for the picking for scalpers, I would imagine. So there's another thing to look forward to.
He said, "Fuck the child."
So we have no idea if the $450 price tag is going to stick. All we can be certain of is uncertainty.
This is what keeping games
when people are confused, they get angry.
Alive.
It's that simple. Regardless, this is going to be a bloodbath for people's wallets and bank accounts. I think gamers are more irate this time around because video
prices
games have
are
always been
about to not keep you alive anymore.
I'm remembering that Modern Warfare 2 video, how gamers dealt with the recession. And so, many people already strapped for cash, they feel like they can't even afford the latest and greatest escape from life and reality. So that's most of the.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm so sick and tired of people that still have a PS4 in 2025. Like the guy I showed you earlier, the black Hokage, right? He flames PS4 users because he's like, bro, that system been out for over like a decade now, bro. Move the fuck on, right? Like the PS5 is not like fucking overpriced no more. You can even rent out a PS5. He makes that joke because there's literally a renting service to do in Europe now that you could rent the PS5 for like $20 a month, right? And he's talking about that shit. And I'm like, now we're gonna see people with Switch 1s to like 2040, bro. Because the Switch 2. Oh my god, Jesus, bro.
Bad. Now, let's move on to the Direct itself. I think this is what also makes it a difficult pill to swallow, is that this new Mario Kart looks they added skating. Jet Set Radio Future. What is Tony Hawk gonna be a playable character? And wall jumps in a kart racer? Nintendo always finds ways to innovate on franchises that you wonder, like, well, what more could you do with it? All right, to be fair, I think Nintendo is running out of characters because now we're getting hyped for Cal, but from like Moo Moo Farms. There's a reason Nintendo opened with Mario Kart World. It's because Mario Kart 8 sold 75 million copies.
And before people get gaslit about that shit, that game we found out was been alive for 10 years. Like Fortnite has like 200 million plus because in Minecraft because they sold it in every fucking console. You can even buy it from iPhone and all this shit. So these, the difference is this game you do have to pay for, but yet again, this is a very heavily market in Japan. China, Korea, America, Canada loves it too. This is a game too that's just universally loved, and it's just like it was what $50 on the Switch 1 or whatever. That game has been out for like almost 10 years, so like it's not like they did this shit in 2-3 years. This is a 10-year product.
No doubt, Mario Kart World is going to be a Switch 2 exclusive to drive sales to the console. It's a good strategy. The maps look great. The idea of being able to go off the track and race to the next race and just fuck around with your buddies, that's very appealing to me. Mario Kart World looks like a big W. What's next?
Introducing Game Chat.
It has taken Nintendo 23 years to catch up to Xbox Live. Nintendo is such a weird company because they're always behind on some trends, but way ahead of the curve on others. They're always at the peak of their video game development prowess. But when it comes to like something like voice chat, like, well, how does this work? Again, that family-friendly brand image, well, you know, voice chat on a Nintendo console, what could go wrong?
I live in Smethwick, Birmingham. If you want the fucking brawl, come down to Smethwick Hospitality.
Oh my god.
And I'll break your fucking leg.
That's a
I
private
love how
chat.
Nintendo always introduces these social features in the most like whimsical, childlike, innocent way. And meanwhile, I'm like crippled by years of Xbox Live PTSD. So here's the bad news. You're gonna have to pay to use Game Chat. Now, I'll give them credit.
Wild.
Game Chat looks like it has much more applicability than something like Discord would have, where you can actually, like in Mario Party, see the expressions, the facial expressions of your friends as you fuck them in the ass and steal their stars. That's going to be highly important to me as a huge piece of shit. So on top of
bro.
$450, $80 for the game. Now they want you to pay a subscription fee to play the game online and to be able to use game chat, 2 separate subscriptions.
And to use that game chat button on the Switch chat, it's like a little button that says C on it. You can't use that button unless you buy the subscription.
Yep.
But when you press that button, when you don't have the subscription, it says, do you want to buy the subscription? So there's literally buttons on your fucking Switch you can't use unless you buy the subscription. I'm not lying. I'm dead ass.
Yeah, Walking Jam, we're not lying. That shit.
There's a little C button.
Thing, and you have to pay a membership in order to use the C button for the chat. For the chat thing that he's talking about.
So imagine
that's literally what's going to bring up. It's going to bring up a chat.
If I remember correctly, it does things like screen. So I don't know if you have a PlayStation 4 or 5 before, but you know the little share button on the PlayStation controllers that lets you screenshot, record the video, or like do things like that. Imagine a button like that, right? It does the same thing as those things, but also has like the PlayStation button, right? Where it opens your friends menu, your party chats, and all that stuff. Imagine you have to pay to use your socials, like a button on your controller. So you press that button, it says you did not pay the subscription. Pay the subscription now so you can chat with your friends after you press the button.
Mind you, we're paying for all these prices. Like he said, we're paying for $80 a game. We're paying for the console. We're paying for the camera. We're paying for the pro controllers, right? We have all the prices. I don't think they've come out and said how much is going to be monthly for the subscription or how much is going to be yearly for the subscriptions for the people that want to buy it yearly, vice versa of paying it monthly. Mind you, and then you don't even know, like, depending on, like, you know, oh, you can pay $20 or less than $20. You can pay like $7. And it's gonna be just for the little game share thing. If you paid an extra $10, then you can show your face in the game. So it's like you don't even know what they're doing with the subscription, which is fucking ridiculous. And on top of that, of all of this, right? We're talking about this. On top of adding the membership for the button and charging $80 for fucking $80 for the Mario game. They're charging you like about $10, I think, for their own fucking game to show you how the Nintendo Switch works.
My man said, you gotta pay to say at this point. But yeah, so pretty much for the tech demo, right? When PlayStation had the robot thing on the PS5, right? The what's it called? Astrobot. It shows you how the rumble function works, how you can use it like a fucking a Wii remote, almost a controller. On top of that, like when you press R2 and L2, you feel like the force of it trying to resist you pressing it down. And then when you're pulling rope and it feels the vibration, makes it feel like you're pulling actual rope. All that function was free. The Astrobot, right? The regular, not Astro World, but Astrobot, right? Astrobot was free for everybody. Even Xbox has tech demos for the game, the console, and it's completely free. Nintendo said, "Oh, you wanna find out how to use your Switch fully and all the functions of it? Pay me $10, please. Pay me $10." So, a little fun story, and I showed this on the video on the first one, but to make it really quick, right? Nintendo Wii, when it was coming out, right? There was Nintendo America and there was Nintendo Japan, right? Nintendo Japan was talking about making the Wii Sports come in a bundle with the Wii, but they're gonna raise the price. So, for example, if the Wii was $300 to have a Nintendo Wii Sports on it, it was gonna be $350, or you pay $300 and then pay for the Wii Sports separately. America was just like, "Yo, put it for free with the Wii." And then Nintendo in Japan, just in general, has this ideology. If I'm an artist, whether it's music, gaming, development, or content creation, right? They believe that they should get, when you sell a product, you get what you deserve for it. So if it was $20 worth of hard work, you get $20, right? Or $10 and then you make $20 because of profit or whatever. They believe you should get your hard-earned money back from the work you spent on it, which was a great game. Nintendo, the Wii Sports, everybody loved it. But America the American representatives had to tell the Japanese people, right, that in America, in order to get people hooked to a product, you give them something for free. Example, Costco. You want to sell these bags of chickens, right? from a company, what they do is the company will let you give free samples of those little chickens in a toothpick, right? And you try it. This chicken's delicious. Oh, this shrimp is delicious. Where did I get this from? Exactly. You can buy this bag for $5.99 since you have more of it. So America's like, if you get them a little taste of the games that they could play by playing the Wii Sports for free, they will want to pay more games that play like it, right? So in America, so Japan's like, we don't want to do that shit, but we'll do a deal. In America, we'll make Wii Sports free, and Nintendo will make it pay for it, right? In Japan.
Yeah.
So in America, in the first year, it outsold like 3-1 compared to Japan. And Japan usually like does the same sales or more than America. That was the first time America outsold Japan's units with a Nintendo product. So they learned from that holy shit, that worked. But now the guy that originally made that deal, Black Gentleman, which people like now in the Black community really like supports him a lot, because they're like, see, this is why we need Black representatives, because they understand what the person that has a hard time growing up and economic challenges and all that stuff, how we think the more people in the middle and low class, rather than these high rich people that don't understand how it like day-to-day works for the average person. So they looked at him as a genius because he understood like people in society, right? Just the average person, not a rich person's mindset, right? So he broke that stigma of like, pay for everything, give something free to the product, so the people, so they could get a taste of it and then try it, right? And want more of it. So now that guy is gone, and when they did this tech demo, he came out and he's retired. And he told the press, he said, like, if I was still in charge of Nintendo America, I wouldn't make the tech demo something to pay for. I would have made it free. But now we see Japan's true colors when it comes to stupid shit like that.
We've been seeing the true colors. Like at this point, it's fucking like y'all can keep your units, y'all can keep your video games over there in Japan, bro.
Right. But let's continue.
I will say having a 10-month free period is great.
And there's this.
Oh no, this is what Chief.
That stench.
What's that stench?
Your voice is recognized by a microphone built.
I've smelled it before.
The connect, bro.
Your voice is recognized by a microphone built into the system. It can pick up your speaking voice clearly.
It is the Connect. Oh my god.
Even from a distance.
They are bringing the Connect back. You know what that means? It means you and your friends are going to be witnessing god tier levels of echo.
When it's noisy around you, your voice will still come through clearly.
Bullshit. Ain't no way Nintendo.
They said that with the Connect also.
Is coming into the voice game chat this late, and it's just gonna work. What Switch 2 screen share will look like? Yeah, probably. The fact that they're showing the screen share be a bit laggy indicates that that's probably what it's gonna look like, as opposed to, having it look perfect in this presentation with the smoke and mirrors, and then people buy the console, they use the screen share, and it looks like shit. But this whole camera feed thing, I feel like, is absolutely going to create some viral marketing for the Switch camera. So what I like about the Switch 2 is that Nintendo is refining their original concept and making genuine improvements in pretty much every way. From 120 FPS on handheld, that's kind of nutty. I think we're past the era of
on
game consoles
handheld
making these huge graphical leaps with new generations. But the Switch performed obnoxiously well despite how underpowered it was compared to the Series X and PS5. Everything from like the size of buttons to the magnetic grips, my controllers used to fuck up and couldn't connect on the sides, and Joy-Cons that can be used as a mouse. It's gimmicky stuff like this that really is gonna make for some hilarious Mario Party minigames.
My current location is actually inside the game itself.
Oh no.
There's Nintendo Switch Welcome Tour. It's Miiverse 2.0. My
This is the shit we was talking about, Walking Joe.
God. But it seems to be playing off of like Astro's Playroom, which was
I
a great
remember
game
that
and a
from
fun
the
tech
Wii.
showcase for the PS5. And guess what? That was free. This is not. What? But this doesn't even look like a video game. It looks like a series of tutorials. Why would I pay for this? Like, come on, man. Give us a free game with the console if you're gonna charge $80. Give us a free game or two. Like, remember Wii Sports? It came with the console. I do think it's cool that the mouse controller stuff seems like they're still utilizing that old Wii remote functionality, but it's cool. Now it looks like they're also doing upgrade games, you know, what Sony is doing with the PS5, where they're reselling the same
PS5 integrated, it says. So I don't know if y'all saw that at the bottom.
Games, you know, what Sony is.
How to upgrade Final Fantasy VII Remake to the PS5 integrated. So that means it's going to do it for free. But listen to this.
With the PS5, where they're reselling the same game, but, you know, maybe a little upgrade fee for some pretty...
The Final Fantasy VII upgrade was free if you had bought the game on PS4, which I was telling people, right? So you had the 4 right here, Pro, and the 5 graphics mode. You can see the difference with the specs and the lighting and how it looks more clear and whatever.
Improvements. These are not all that impressive to me. Metroid Prime 4. Oh my god, finally. Another game we could talk about that we're actually excited for. Metroid fans have been eating like kings recently, and Prime 4 is likely going to be no exception. It's definitely the right call to release this on Switch and Switch
I only
2,
care about this game. I really care about this
the
game.
Switch 2.
I've been dying
like
from
Metroid
7 years ago. Oh
I'm
my
hyped
God.
for this. Pokemon Legends. Well, it's a massive improvement from Scarlet and Violet, which, you know, looked a little worse than N64 games. Looked a little worse than N64 games. Pokemon has finally gotten to GameCube level quality. Are you kidding me? Not impressed at all with Pokemon.
No, ain't no way, bro. Ain't no way, chat. Ain't no way this is what we're fucking paying for, chat.
Bro, there's no way this is a game. Wait, hold on. Look at this game, bro.
Then there was this
No way.
announcement for wheelchair robot basketball. Give it to me, okay? The sports genre side.
Chief.
Yes, Twin. Yes.
What the fuck am I watching?
Big backs on fucking wheelchairs. That'll be my life right there.
Bro, what is this, bro? They said, oh, our shit scrolls like this. What's the first game we're gonna show off? Wheelchair Olympics?
Oh hell! Hey, people that are disabled, that have a
This is nothing
disability,
against you,
and
bro.
you're in the Olympics. Hey, you're better than me because I'm a big back and I'm just sitting in a chair. We're not coming after you, okay? We love you. We love you. It's just ridiculous the game that they chose.
It's just the first tech demo you want to do is, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. This is crazy, bro. This is absolute cinema, bro. We have to sell my legs to pay for the 30
Yo, walking jam, bro. You not lying, bro.
Bro, Walking Dead. If y'all haven't watched Walking Dead, y'all gotta subscribe to this band after that shit, bro. Oh my god, bro.
Gaming has been so static, repetitive, and boring for years. We need stuff like NBA Jam or NFL Blitz or wheelchair basketball or Rocket League. This looks fun. On top of this, Nintendo is partnering with a ton of third-party studios to bring games like Hogwarts Legacy, Elden Ring, Street Fighter 6, Hades 2 to the Switch 2. Also, I did not realize that Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 were getting remade because it doesn't say it's a remake in the title there.
They are getting remade. This is the shit I'm talking about, bro.
The long-coveted GameCube emulator, which you can access for free using certain means. Do you like dolphins? I like dolphins. Yo, Soul Calibur 2? Okay, I fucks with that.
Get ready to experience F-Zero GX.
Could it be? In F-Zero,
I'm waiting for the Tony Hawk 3 or 4. That's part of my childhood.
F-Zero GX. So this is a pretty decent lineup for the GameCube emulator. What would be interesting to see is if we'll be able to play these games online. Oh my god! To close out this show, Nintendo dropped 3 bombshells. Dusk Bloods, a new game from Software. People are calling it Bloodborne 2, and it looks incredible. And Kirby Air Riders, unexpected. Sakurai is directing it. There's a lot of racing games showed off in this direct. But Kirby Air Ride always felt like such an incredibly fun game that just didn't have a whole lot of content at the end of the day. That game truly deserved a sequel, and I'm happy to see that it's getting one. But now it's time for the big bananas. The big bananas.
The big bananas.
I ain't gonna lie. This Donkey Kong game look lit.
This game looks like it's gonna be the Mario Odyssey of Donkey Kong games.
This shit looks so
just
good.
the way that you can break the map and destroy it.
DK. Donkey Kong. This is a triplet.
I don't know what you want me to say. It's just this looks like they're bridging the gap between Donkey Kong 64 and all the recent Donkey Kong Country games, which I could not be more excited for.
Fuck,
Where is
Venom.
Diddy? Where is Diddy? No, not him. Also, I like how they showed
Diddy.
like 3 seconds or so.
Diddy, not
People
him.
been losing their
Hey,
minds,
yeah.
You talking about Diddy
waiting
Kong?
for it. So here's where I'm at with Switch 2. The games look great. The improvements to the console itself are much appreciated. That stuff is important to me. But the increased price of games over time is going to add up. And I'm worried about that. Why are gamers upset with the Switch 2? Well, it's a combination of things, but it's pretty simple. Money.
This is gonna
Like I
make me
said,
buy
folks in
it.
the US
I
don't
ain't
have a
gonna
whole
lie.
lot of disposable income right now.
Hey, just saying, Venom. This emulators.
And when times are tough, everybody needs an escape. If you can afford that escape, but if you can't,
We don't
then
support piracy here.
just shit out of luck. If people feel like they can't even afford to escape, then that's a pretty worrying sign. And
You
it's
gotta
not
sell
so
both
much a
legs and
statement
be
about
to a wheelchair, okay?
Nintendo's
That's the only way.
prices, but rather a
Play
cost
wheelchair
of living
Olympics.
that people
That's
are
my
dealing
first
with.
game.
I thought the
The
presentation
remotes.
was fun, colorful,
Oh.
creative. There's a lot of things to be excited for, but Nintendo is certainly making some questionable choices, and we'll see how it plays out. But those are my thoughts on the Switch 2 Direct. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts.
No,
and
I
opinions
feel
in the
like Angry
comment-
Joe showed a way better emotion than this dude.
He did it in a comical sense, not an angry sense. That's what I like about him. He does a lot of sarcasm.
No. I get that, but still, I feel like he still went a little too soft on Nintendo.
Because he does have a point. There's some innovation with the games, I will admit. But to make them $80 I don't care if it's open world Mario Kart. Mario Kart is just still Mario Kart, not a Donkey Kong game. I would have made that $80 and Mario Kart 70. But even now, I still think 80 is buggy no matter which game you put it as 80. But at least with Donkey Kong, I feel like this is a breath of fresh air on like Mario Kart. It's just Mario Kart now with open world. Like wow, I could race to the next racetrack. I mean, drive to the. Bro, they did that in Crash Bandicoot, the Crash Team Racing. There was an open world like setting where when you did the campaign, you had to drive to the other the race. Like I don't see that as innovating. They did that in PS1. PS1. like so I don't know, bro. I'm not necessarily excited for it. I think it's a little overrated. Sucking his dick too much. That's just
I
me.
know for a fact. The only reason why I want to buy it, which is fucking stupid, but I know I'm not gonna buy it, is to play that Metroid game because that Metroid game does look dope.
Metroid's fun, bro.
Yeah, that's the only reason. But to buy it just for one game, it's like, what the fuck am I gonna spend $500 for? Like at that point, they could stay right where I'll watch my YouTubers play it. I'll watch their game reviews, whatever they gotta say. I live it through them, not through my own experience. Fuck all of that. Yeah, y'all can pay for it. Y'all can pay for the game, and y'all can pay for the Nintendo.
I'm so cracky about this, man. Walking Jen said you're lying. Fucking funny, bro. I can't get over that shit, bro. But nah, like, yeah. I think I'm done with talking about Nintendo unless you still has something to add on. But yeah. I think I beat the horse. Like I feel like
no, yeah. This one we ate with it. It was freaking looking good. It's time for the next course meal. The only last thing that I wanted to show you was the video that I haven't watched, and I don't know exactly what it pertains to, but it was about the pre-orders that people were going crazy for the Nintendo Switches.
What are you sending at?
The Switch 2. Whisper.
Is it the one from 1252?
The last one.
The 1224. It says for me. So 924 your time.
Yeah, 924, but the most recent one.
Got you. That is the last one.
Wild. Yeah.
What the fuck is already taking me halfway through the video? Is it going through chaos to pre-order Nintendo Switch at GameStop?
Yeah, that one.
Oh no, bro. Oh no. All these Karens that don't know about this shit.
Reflect here. Today is an extremely important day in the gaming community.
So shout out to Collect the Reflect, 3,000 subscribers, almost 4,000. Go show him some love too as well.
Yes.
For this video.
It is April,
but I haven't watched this. I just saw this and I was like, what is going on?
Today is the day that pre-orders for the Nintendo Switch 2 go live. They've already gone live overnight at midnight at many retailers like Target, Walmart, and Best Buy. But GameStop is holding off on pre-orders until 11 a.m. online and are also holding in-store pre-orders as the store opens. I am running super late. It is about 10:42 a.m. right now locally. The store that I'm heading to says they normally open up at noon, but they may be opening up at 11 since today is a special pre-order day.
I wonder if these people, when they bought the pre-orders, when they knew about the whole brick situation,
and I can get
how Nintendo was gonna brick your console and shit like that, and if they regret it now.
That one woman, bro, look like she's just a mom buying this shit, but
online special event. Trying to pre-order the Nintendo Switch.
GameStop need to just stop game stopping. LMAO. They're game stopping.
Let you know what the line looks like. I swung by the store earlier today at about 8 in the morning just to see what the line looked like, and there was already about 10 to 12 people out there. So,
bro, 10 and 12 people would be a blessing back in the 2000s, bro. I remember going to GameStop and there was like hundreds.
Well, exactly, hundreds, thousands.
10 to 12.
Especially the day after Thanksgiving on Black Friday or whatever the fuck it was.
Black Friday, you had a parade of niggas, bro. Like, it was bad, bro. Oh my god, with us people in days too. Like,
I'm pretty worried right now if I'm gonna be able to get a Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order since they sold out online everywhere, and I don't know how many units they're allocating per store for this. So here's hoping. Here's hoping I can line up 15 minutes or possibly an hour before store opening and actually secure a pre-order. We're gonna see what the line looks like several hours later after I.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie, as a Puerto Rican, bro, I never got to deal with that shit, bro, because my mom's like, wait, at midnight for a game? Que ta loco, we buy next week. Like, everybody played it for 7 days, talking in school, how that shit was so dope, Modern Warfare 3 and 2 and whatever, and then my ass over there playing a week later, everybody's fucking already grinding and shit, bro. I wish. It was, bro. And every time I look at GameStop, there's always a bunch of white parents in there with their kid. I'm just like, why can my mom be that cool? Like, fucking it, mad as shit. I had to wait.
Sometimes they had the fucking the mall would close so early, but they would have one entrance open on the mall because it was for GameStop, and then everybody in the mall would be camping out and shit.
That back door right there where the GameStop was, bro. Swear to God, bro. Swear to God.
Checked in at about 8. Yeah, come along with us. Experience the pre-order events at GameStop, and let us know what you think.
You know he's owed too if he's going GameStop for a pre-order.
Long line.
Well, he said that there's a couple stores doing it. GameStop, Target, and I forget what the other.
That's like 20 people, bro. That ain't a lot.
See how it goes. It's the long line.
That ain't long, bro.
They're gonna.
That's light work.
Still, or are they doing 11, 12?
All these dudes are old, bro. Buying this shit. They got the chairs like it's like $19.99, bro.
And this is the thing, bro. Shout out to him, but these are the reason why Nintendo can raise the prices and be okay with it, because people like this that are going for the pre-orders that don't care for the fucking prices. They're like, oh, it's Nintendo's a new product and it's innovative, let's get it. And it's like, bro, no. Fight for the fucking price to go down, because it's fucking ridiculous of how much y'all charging for a fucking console nowadays. Like, I get it, y'all need to make your money back, this and the third, but for what it is and for what you're getting, it's not worth it.
Like I said, some fucking cucks. That's all I'm gonna say, bro. I'm gonna die by that hill, bro.
Over the past year, so we're at a different spot, and there's less locations available in general, so higher concentration per store now. Hoping they got enough.
Like they didn't even do it at a lot of stores. They were select stores that they were doing the pre-orders.
And shout out to the camera quality, man. That's a good camera he's using. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that is.
That man did not go cheap with that shit. Go drop him a follow, bro. Collect the reflect, bro.
I might still wait. I don't have any better odds, so.
Why is the GameStop always near like a fucking little pot, like whole thing right here? Like he's always next to one of these. I swear to God. Oh shit.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Later. Fortunately, I officially struck out at that location at GameStop. They only have 23 of the Mario Kart.
Venom said, "I'm gonna buy the DK and force it into my old Switch."
Bro, bro, they said they ran out. They only had 23. What, they trying to do Jordan numbers? Yeah, they knew they were gonna do bad, so they only did like 10 a store.
I struck out at that location at GameStop. They only had 23 of the Mario Kart World.
You have it on their full screen, by the way.
Oh shit, my bad. Hold on.
23 things
of the Mario Kart World Bundle and about 9 of the just Switch 2 console.
That 9 consoles?
9 consoles?
See,
not
this is what I was talking about. This is what I was talking about, where I feel like Nintendo undermade the amount of consoles that they were saying, and say they ran out of pre-orders when they probably only made a few 100,000s in the world, not even just a country, in the world. And they're like, oh, we sold out. But bro, you didn't sell out millions. You sold out 100,000. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I said there's a lot of people that speculated that they underperformed the amount of consoles being made just so they could say they sold out, which is not a lie, but at the same time, how much did you sell?
Crazy. 9 and 23.
That's what I'm saying. I think they bullshit about the amount that they sold out.
No, for sure they bullshitted. Now that I'm watching this, they for sure bullshitted the amount that they have for pre-orders.
Yeah,
there was like 70 people there, so
70 people. Holy shit!
The information that they might open up more pre-orders later or might have more allocated doesn't seem like that's going to happen. I have no idea if GameStop overall or any retailer is going to open up pre-orders again for this. They did say that they're going to have some sort of staggered release, but it sounds like from the GameStop employees' information, they mean once the console launches, there will be a staggered release of units at that point. So I'm really trying to get a pre-order at a GameStop.
They're going to be scalpeled.
Or some other location that's going to have a midnight release so that we can cover that with you guys, but it's not looking good. I am attempting to go to a second GameStop location that still does not open up until 12 noon. It's about 11:29 right now.
Bro, that's crazy.
So I'm rushing over there to see if maybe they have more units. It looks like every store is going to have a different allocation of units. The store I was just at has always been a very small store volume-wise. So I'm hoping I'm going to a store that does a little bit more traffic and that they'll have more units, or maybe just less people went over to that store. So I'm going to head over there now and let you guys know. See ya.
On Nintendo Shop or whatever it's called.
9 and 23.
For alerts, yeah.
But I don't want to trust that they're just gonna send me the email.
No, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Look at her. Like, this woman, you can tell is a mom that had no clue what this shit does, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll see what happens. Yeah.
She had no clue what's going to be going on, bro.
All right, so this store should have...
Well, nowadays, there might not even be a mom. They're just a scalpel brother just trying to get their hands on the console and to resell it.
Nah, she look like a mom or grandma, bro. Just look at her, bro. She don't even know what the fuck she's standing for.
Okay, so...
They never had it.
I wanted the bundle, but I'll settle for... No, well, I mean, everyone was like complaining about the price. Yeah, and I'm like, the system price is okay. It's the game price is a little wild.
See, everybody's saying the Switch price is not bad. It's the gaming price.
We gotta get what we deserve. All right, the line is about to move. It is 12.
I'm so worried. I have a pin in my stomach.
I know.
I want to know how many copies this store had.
Small ass store for all these Switches.
Wait, what?
Oh my god, what the fuck was that?
Oh.
that a human? Holy shit!
Might be screwed.
Like a dinosaur.
Far less than I thought. Sorry.
You on, bro?
There was different numbers on the door. Oh, what is that? The door said 25 bundles and 10 regulars.
These look like Nintendo fans, bro.
25 bundles and 10 regular game consoles.
I'm not gonna lie. Look at some of these people, bro. They look like Nintendo fans, bro. Some weirdos, furries and shit. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Chief looked flabbergasted.
Because you didn't hear what the fuck he just said?
Yeah, the low amount of fucking consoles.
Like, bro, what? That is crazy.
I'm just more shocked that all these weirdos are here just for a fucking underrated console. Like blue hair, I mean purple, I guess.
Yo,
you can't make them shits up.
I might not actually make it. We're trying. Just waiting to go down.
And for him to say that the price was okay, that it's not the price.
They're all gone.
You don't see that whole long leave. That dude brought his Switch with him, like on some weirdo shit, bro. He brought a Switch in there, like
he probably wants to trade it in
for the Switch too. They're gonna be like $2.
Struck out. The last console. I'm gonna see about getting a game or something. We'll find out.
See you, boys.
See you, boys.
I'm gonna see if I get a game or something. Since I couldn't get a console, maybe a controller.
A controller.
All right. It is with great sadness that I admit defeat. Could not secure a pre-order for the Nintendo Switch 2. You can see how many they had on the door here. Very low number. They had just 10 base units and 25 of the
so 35 in total.
Mario Kart World. And
35.
Crazy.
I got a sheet here. This is everything that was available for pre-order today. Consoles, games, accessories, and amiibo, things like that. I went ahead and pre-ordered. I did get a pre-order for a Pro Controller. I got a pre-order for Mario Kart World. I figured those are things coming out on launch. It might be hard to get after. And plus, it does give me something to go ahead and pick up.
Yeah, you got the game, but not the console. Fucking
that's
stupid.
what I'm saying. Like, what? In what fucking mind or sense that that's...
Yo, out on the console itself.
Yo.
I just got off the phone. I had to go back to work after I struck out at that one GameStop.
You gotta go to work?
I had to go back to work. And
he tried buying this lunchtime. Holy shit.
You know, obviously to fund all these video games we buy. But once I was done with work, I was able to call up like 10 different GameStops in my area. And the one located in the mall said that they still have the bundles and the consoles just by itself. So it's about a 30-minute drive for me. They wouldn't tell me
that, bro. A 30-minute drive?
They still had left. So we're gonna drive and we're gonna try it.
This man was really calling around because you called a 30-minute fucking GameStop away, bro.
Through here.
Back Tuesdays.
Maybe. Let's see what happens.
Dang, that's only Florida.
All right, ran through the mall.
Is he in Pensacola?
We're here.
I think this is the Pensacola Mall. This reminds me of the Pensacola Mall. Oh my god. He might be a Floridian.
You guys still have
a Fat Shack also.
Oh, third store today. Yeah. I had to work in the morning, so I couldn't line up outside the store, and then I went to the one at my house. They only had like 20 of them. All right, so we got good news and bad news here for you. We did secure a pre-order for the Nintendo Switch 2, finally. However, since this location is inside a mall, like you can see, this location is not going to be doing a midnight launch, so I'll have to pick it up at 10 a.m. on release day. I'm gonna step outside so we get less music here. All right. Now you can
hit by a copy right now with YouTube.
Yeah, so that location is going to open at 2 a.m. on June 5th on release day. So a little after midnight, I'll probably swing by that first store we went to pick up my controller and Mario Kart World, the game, and then I will swing over to here.
It's crazy that this is what you want to go
the next day and pick up the actual console. So all in all, won't be bad. At least I got
You
one
called
secured.
around how many stores?
I know that it's been hard. I called about 15 different stores, and this is the only place that had them. So, but check it out. I got my confirmation here.
You
Had to
almost
put
tripped in that
$50 down. They gave me some information on the other
Wait, go back.
items they're going to be
Pause it.
releasing
Go
that
back. Go.
day.
Hey.
Right there. $50
Oh, no, no.
deposit before you buy it.
I was gonna see the receipt, what the address said, if it was Florida.
Oh shit. Nah. It doesn't say what state. All I know is a $50 deposit.
Promotions and stuff.
Let me see.
Some information on the
Protected games for a year too. Yeah.
the other items they're going to be releasing that day and their promotions and stuff. But yeah, we got it done.
You said we got it done. Like, that's an achievement.
Oh, wait.
Done.
We got a receipt right here.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. His receipt might say where he's from.
Orange Blossom Orlando. Oh, it's in Florida. Orlando, Florida. He's over here, bro. This isn't Orlando. I didn't see that movie before. Hold up. It's one of the Orlando malls. That's why I look familiar, bro. He's over here in Orlando.
Yeah, right.
I knew it was Florida, bro. I know Floridian want to see one, bro. Hold on.
And I know one that fucking wants to buy a Switch when I see one too.
801 in South Orange too. I'm right near my Orange Blossom.
This man's looking it up, chat. I'm dead. He about to go put a pre-order too. Remember, twin, $50 down payment before you can buy it. Okay.
Oh no, man. I found a GameStop, bro. In the Florida mall.
Man, chat. This man,
I think that one's like 35 minutes away from me. Yo, me, you gonna go there in person now? Hold on.
No, I ain't going nowhere. You can go and place your pre-order.
That shit 30 minutes away from me, bro. Yeah, I know that mall, bro.
Been secured.
Oh
All
my
set.
god.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up here for real this time. Eric from Collect Reflect signing off. We'll
That
see
shit 30
you
minutes.
at the midnight
Look at the
launch.
barcode area. Yeah, that's what I just did, man.
2025.
It's 30 minutes away
See you
from me.
guys.
This man went to a fucking GameStop that was far as hell for no reason for an order, bro. For a pre-order.
But shout out to the Floridian that also lives around the same area Orlando. Collect and reflect. Go show him some love. Subscribe, follow, all that good stuff.
Yes. After this video, I think I'm tapped out talking about Nintendo because I think we already gave too much shit. Too much
clout to a shitty company, bro.
Yeah.
Swear to God, bro. It's like I'm done,
and
bro.
listen, chat. We are sorry. We don't want to talk about one subject like for hours or to keep bringing it up because the only reason why we're bringing it up is every fucking single week that we fucking do not go live. There's always new information dropping about Nintendo.
And then people ask about this shit too. Like people ask me about that. They're like, "What did Nintendo do exactly? Can you explain that shit or do in your next cast?"
Yeah, so we bring it up because it's still relevant, and people everywhere still making videos about it and all that stuff. So that's why Nintendo has been taking over like for the whole month, I believe. It's just crazy what they've been doing.
Now, I know there's new gaming news, and I was gonna ask you about this shit too. I forgot. I don't know if you see here, but they're doing like the anniversary for God of War. There's talks about making a remaster of the old original one, like the one or all of them together.
I heard a little bit about that, but I wasn't sure if it's true or not.
And the guy on the right, there's already rumor about it, but they found him, the guy on the right, in studios. And the guy on the right is the original God of War 1 to 3 Kratos. The one on the left is Christopher Judge, which did the new Kratos,
the new
one.
Kratos. Yeah.
So there's a lot of rumor and speculation that they're working together to make the new God of War, which is supposed to be setting into the remaster areas of like 1 and 2, I believe, and even some of the PSP games. But I heard the cool thing about it is, you know how we had the third person over the shoulder camera angle? They're gonna do the old games, but with the new game type engine. And I had a feeling they were gonna do something like that because I don't know if you remember when you get the Blades of Chaos in the first game, right? The move sets that he does with the Blades of Chaos is the exact move sets that he does on the PS2 games, but just in a different angle. If you look at the way he swings, he jumps up and slams his shit together. It's the exact move sets he did in the old ones, but now you see it in a close up, like over the shoulder angle rather than the over the top angle. But it's the same moves. So I'm like, is this like a little hint? And I said this shit back then when nobody knew who the fuck I was. I was like, is this a new hint that they're trying to see if they could do a remaster based on this new engine? And now I think we have the proof of the pudding that might be a thing.
If it does come out, all I'm gonna say is I might copy because that's about to be iconic.
I know, bro. That shit's gonna change the industry. Having like the old version, but you see it in that like over the shoulder view. Oh my God, bro.
Like changing the view cameras and all that stuff.
That shit, I think that's gonna be iconic. And other news too. I don't know if you heard about this too. We've been talking about this since like 2018 or whatever, but Gears of War is now officially said by Microsoft itself, about to come in the PlayStation platform and PC platform. Officially. Now every fucking licensed game that Xbox owns is coming in the PlayStation console, but that includes Gears of War and Halo. Xbox fans are a little bit pissed off about it, but Sony fans are like, and Nintendo fans, because I think some of them are gonna be in the Switch too. And Steam are like, like, you know what I'm saying? So how you feel about now we're getting Xbox exclusives that used to only be on the Xbox platform onto the other consoles?
I mean, I really don't care for Xbox like that.
But not Gears of War? Like the old Gears of War and shit like that? And Halo?
I didn't grow up playing Xbox. I'm gonna be dead ass honest with you. That I did not grow up.
You didn't play Halo at all? None of them?
Nah.
On a friend's house?
Hell nah.
All right, bro. So that now we know we're gonna do for our own personal streams. Me and Chief are gonna play Gears of War and Halo, the Master Chief Collection.
Chat, do not cook me. Okay, listen. I had a very religious mom. I was not into video games like that. When I would go to friends, they wouldn't. I don't think none of my friends had an Xbox. Actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, none of my friends had Xbox. It was mostly like PlayStation 3, Wii, like consoles like that. But I don't think I ever went to a friend that actually had Xbox and I sat there and played Xbox.
So I think in the beginning I saw more people at the Xbox because the Xbox did come out a year early from the PlayStation. But when PlayStation did drop its release, I saw a lot of houses didn't get the PlayStation afterwards. And people would say, oh, Xbox 360 was the most successful console in the beginning. By the second half of the life cycle of both consoles, PlayStation 3 outsold Xbox by the end. By a very few, not a lot, but I think it was like 1 million more. I think they both had
now
like
that you have me thinking about it, I don't
millions.
think I ever had a friend that had an Xbox. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure like I had acquaintances or like people in middle school that would say, because you know how you were little, you were like, what team are you? Team Xbox? Or
that was more 50-50 back then because it's like you had the hardware advances on the PlayStation 3, but then you had the operating system integration of party chat functions in Xbox 360. And then you had a lot of better solo games. This is when PlayStation was fighting to have the best solo games. Assassin's Creed used to be exclusive to the to the PlayStation. Batman Arkham Asylum exclusive to the PlayStation. You had the Sly Coopers, the God of Wars coming out later on for it, and they had the smaller games like Ascension and all that before 3 came out. And then in the Xbox, you had Halo 2 and 3. 3 was definitely a big one.
I know the games because I've seen people on YouTube play it, or there's such a big game that you're like Halo this, Halo that. Like I know the names, but me physically playing the actual games and all that stuff, I've never played that one. Sounds familiar as well too.
Gears of War, they took over the franchise for, I'm not gonna lie, that was the whole reason why I bought 360. Fucking big muscular men going to war with guns with chainsaws on them.
Yeah,
fucking chainsaw. Like when you talk about masculinity that was Gears of War in a nutshell. It was like, oh yeah, big muscular bro energy type of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just oozing like, oh, you think you're a man? Play this fucking game then. Blood, gore, fucking chainsaws, guns, America type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Finding aliens, fuck these aliens in my fucking world rather than country. It had everything you want to be like bro energy. You know what I'm saying? So Gears of War was just the shit at that time period. It was like Power World when they're like, how are we gonna get the American market at guns? Like that's what Gears of War did. They're like, how can we make our gun game have more fans than other gun games? Make it third person. Okay, that might be iffy, but put chainsaw so they can see themselves chainsaw the other guy. I'll buy 20 copies. take my money. Like the baby on the desk.
No, yeah, I never grew up playing these, and that's the crazy part of it. Yeah, I lived under a rock, but no, Gear of War, Halo, like I said, never grew up playing these. My first console I think was PlayStation 3. Like that was besides owning the Wii U. I went from Wii U straight to PlayStation 3. Like that's what all I played.
Damn, Wii U was just such a terrible console, bro. Like even Super Smash Bros was like the worst Super Smash out of all the Super Smashes. Yeah, that's
I remember this. I had the white Wii U. I never owned the Wii U, the one with the little fucking tablet looking one.
Yeah.
Never owned that one. I never owned a. I did own a Nintendo 3DS.
It wasn't that bad as people gave it, but Wii U was definitely terrible. But the 3DS, I gave it some props. I thought it was cool at that time. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, it was badass at the time.
Yeah.
But those were like the main consoles I had was a Wii U, Nintendo 3DS, and then fucking PlayStation 3. Like in between of that, I didn't have any other consoles.
So my dad had a lot of consoles. My mom was stingy. I had the Xbox. I had the
was stingy.
I had the PlayStation 1 in my house, Xbox 360, and then I left to the military. Then I got myself a PlayStation 4 Pro, 5. I didn't want to buy the refrigerator Xbox One. I just refused, bro. After I saw that Xbox One, the first one, or Series X, whatever, after the 360, I saw they're like, oh, Xbox, turn on. And I saw the video where it took 1.5 minutes for it to turn on. And then like somebody say, you know what's the best way to turn on your console quick? Beep. Press the button. It's like 3 seconds. like that shit was hilarious, bro. It took like a whole minute for it to realize you said Xbox turn on. So I think that was another big badass factor about the whole fucking Xbox and all that shit. There was just a lot of stupid issues they had. But yeah, man, I'm not gonna lie. I am hyped about having the Xbox games into the other worlds. I mean, the Master Chief Collection is already in Steam, which you gotta get that shit, bro. Now we gotta play, since you told me you never played a Halo game. Danny didn't never play the Halo game. I got him in Halo 1 and 2 and whatever. He's enjoying the fuck out that game. In Halo 3 and Halo Reach and ODST is 4-player co-op campaign. So like me, you, I told Venom too. He said, I never played Halo. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. Like, you gotta play Halo. So, like, we gotta do us 4 doing a campaign together in the most hardest difficulty, which is just insane fucking fun. You just see grenades getting tossed everywhere, a bunch of fucking guns flying back and forth and shit.
Yeah.
So, I'll be down to do that for a stream for our
No, I mean, it's pretty cool that they're now bringing them to the other consoles. But at the same time, it's like, if those were exclusive games to Xbox, as an Xbox lover in person that I would consider myself, which I'm not, I would fucking be pissed off, because at the end of the day, it was like, that's what we had to say that we had on our consoles and nobody else had. And if you wanted to play those games, well, guess what? Now you're stuck buying the fucking Xbox, which I would joke around and be like, now you're a bandwagon, or you're jumping the wagon because now you want to buy an Xbox just because of these games.
You know what exclusives they have now?
What?
Battery packs on the controllers.
Yes. Well, they took the Call of Duty out of our hands, out of the PlayStation. So now
no, they still sell it to the PlayStation. They just make more revenue off of it. Now they get 30% for each copy sold rather than just only sold onto the Xbox. So no matter what platform it's sold to, they make money. Compared to back then, they only made money when it was only sold on their platform. Because technically, PlayStation and Xbox makes 30% revenue from the game being sold off their the store. But now, since they own it, they get a revenue no matter where it gets sold to. That's the only difference.
Okay. That's the only thing that would piss me off as a fan. It's like, damn, those were... Because, for example, if God of War was to go to fucking Xbox, I would be livid.
Yeah.
I would be livid.
I mean, they're going to Steam, to be fair.
Yeah, but see, Steam really doesn't matter because
it's PC.
Steam is more for PC. Exactly. It's kind of like their own console in a way. So it's like it really doesn't matter if it's on Steam, because Steam has both sides. So it's like no matter what, you're still PC. Like you're not considered
your master
Xbox,
race. Your master race.
Huh?
Your master race, no matter what.
Yeah, exactly.
right.
But like, if you were to take the game from PlayStation and be like, oh, just because we're trying to make more money and we're trying to be whatever the fuck it is, we're gonna start selling it to Xbox people. Like, no, bitch, we're not about to go there. You better cut it the fuck out right then and there, because that's something that we can say as a PlayStation console owner, that's our fucking game. That's
Facts.
What we had when like a pre what is that called? Like a mainly for a PlayStation game.
A PlayStation exclusive?
A PlayStation exclusive. There you go. Like exclusive to PlayStation. Like
right.
You got me fucked up saying that it's not anymore a PlayStation exclusive because now it's on Xbox.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
like at that point, burn down the whole PlayStation corporation. Like we burned it down to ashes.
Yeah, I mean, I think PlayStation fans will be mad, but I think they were mad already with the fact that it was in Steam, to be honest. But yeah,
but see, you can't be mad at Steam because Steam, no matter what, it's gonna have any fucking game that you want.
That's not necessarily true. They're on Nintendo games.
That's what I was going to say. Besides Nintendo, because I don't know if they had Nintendo games
or
not.
They don't.
But I'm saying Steam is, come on, is really known for having Xbox and PlayStation and PC games and all that other stuff. So it's like you can't get away from it. You can't be like, Xbox is not gonna be like, no, we're not gonna sell it to Steam because we're not gonna make no money.
Well,
like,
they only did it because of that reason. PlayStation, they just want the extra revenue, but they were doing perfectly fine without selling it to it. Nintendo, they probably make boogle money. I ain't gonna lie. If you told me I could buy some of those Nintendo games on the fucking shit, I'll buy it. I'm not even gonna lie to you. There's some Nintendo games like Super Smash. Oh yeah, I'll buy that shit just to whip somebody's ass on that shit. No cap.
No, exactly.
like you feel my energy, dog. Like FR, like Slay. Like I fell asleep. Well, I've been here over him. I appreciate you, Falala. And hate to tell you, I think we're about to close out this stream because we hit that time. And apologize for everything being late today, chat again. I take blame for that. I try to get like fucking a good like little rest after fucking coming back from work early today. I mean, technically we wasn't even supposed to stream today, but I want to make sure we got an extra episode in for all those people that heard about us that can see us a little bit early. Usually we do Wednesdays and Fridays, but this week, Queen Lala, shout out to Queen Lala, which also brought the new fans that we have today. She made a mistake on her part. But it's not a big deal. We make it work, right? Friday nights we usually stream the episode, but and this is a fair excuse, right? She bought the new Lilo and Stitch movie for her, Chief, and her brother to watch on Friday night. Yeah. So it kind of interfered with our like schedule. So the good part is you can do it Saturday night. So no matter where you're at, you're busy, whatever the case may be. Most people are off that day. You can either watch us fully or like I saw what Walking Jen was doing. He was just listening to our podcast, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So you can watch or listen to our podcast on Saturday. It's gonna be more cool, more chill, more collective. And then I probably will stream before or after in my personal channel. I think Chief will probably join me, knowing his ass too. So if you also want to see his game,
I gotta work. I work late.
Oh, you do work Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah. Sadly.
So we're gonna stream in the morning, and I'm gonna stream at nighttime. Probably Marvel Rivals with the sis, Queen Lala and whatnot, or
If
the rest of
anything,
the
I might
boys.
go live. If anything, I might go live on my channel on Friday and take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Since we're not gonna record
I'll be down.
the podcast
Yeah, because it'll
channel
be way
that
too
day.
late. Yeah.
Yeah, because it'll be way too late. So I'll probably be live, with you. Even if you're not live on your own channel, but I'll
Yeah.
probably be live on my channel with
We probably
us two
co-stream.
playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, co-stream, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I just want to say really quick, chat. I am sorry where I left for a little bit for like a good 5-10 minutes. My power went out. It was unexpected. This is what the fucking California heat does to us out here. We be losing powers left and right, or some dumbass doesn't know how to fucking follow road signs and shit like that. They be hitting poles. Cause out here,
That's how Key
motherfuckers be
West used to
making
be. Yeah.
motherfuckers out here be making their own laws, their own fucking driving laws and shit like that. So I don't know if somebody hit a power line or we just lost power because it's been fucking hot as hell and shit like that, and everybody is on the same electricity apparently. So I am sorry, that's on my behalf. But I do appreciate y'all stopping by. By the way, huge shout out to how do you pronounce that name, twin? Fenol T. Shout out to him. I might be butchering your name. Thank you for the Fenolti. Thank you for the raid. Thank you for the the follow as well.
Shout out Walking Jam for recommending us to them too.
Yeah, shout out to Walking Jam. Dragon, thank you for always fucking being here. You're amazing. You're always gonna be part of the crew too as well. And thank you to those that are new, and like thank you once again. Shout out to Lala for showing us off on her stream and just boosting us up out there. And that's all I gotta say.
Venom Ghost, our capo was saying he's gonna also stream Saturday, so go watch and follow Venom at Venom Ghost 96 on Twitch TV. One of the ranked members, along with me, Chief, Lala, DJ, and Danny, and the CCM Cash Crew Mafia family. Right, so go follow him. He's almost at 500. Just help the boy Venom Ghost 96. He plays Fortnite a lot. He plays scary games with us and the boys. Right, he's open to play a lot of new games. I got him to games he never thought of before, like Black Myth Wukong, Baldur's Gate. He's getting back to Elder Ring. We did schedule one together. We do a bunch of fucking games. Everybody in the bottom in this list too is also part of the CCM family too, as you can tell. DJ, Chief, Lala, and fucking Danny. Also, Queen Lala, shout out to Queen Lala. Even though she took out Friday, she gave us a Saturday. You know what I'm saying? But no, real talk though. Thank you, Lala, too, for also sponsoring our stream on your stream as well. Go give her a follow too. Let's get her to 200. She's almost at 150. Let's get her at least minimum 150. Queen Lala 777. Go show her some love as well. Amazing streamer. She does a lot of things for mental health, and she is she has a certified degree, bachelor's degree in being a psychologist, correct?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
And then,
right now she's working. Right now she's working on her master's.
So she's a big mental health advocate too. Yes. She also loves working with children for a living too. She does that as well. She does a bunch of donations. Like I do donations in my stream for folding the flags on military, or like I have right here. I have the military version. I had a pink one that said "fuck cancer." Now I have this military version by Mass Appeal, right? That says "fuck cancer" as well. So I do things for against cancer because I lost my grandmother at 14 from cancer, and we lost friends and families in the past that was because of cancer. So I'm a big advocate of that, advocates for veterans and whatnot. So just like her too, we both do a lot of charity streams or have like charity things in our stuff as well. So you don't have to just subscribe to or give us biddies if you don't want to support our channel, but you can support our funds if you want to instead. Or just watch it, enjoy it, or share it to people so they can donate if they want to. So Cash Crew Mafia, we're always gonna be here. We're gonna make some noise. And like I told everybody in the past, bro, Joe Rogan is the #1 podcast. I'm after that #1 spot, and we're gonna take out one podcast at a fucking time. And Twins might trying to be good cop. I'm trying to be bad cop, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like he's trying to be James Gordon, right, from Batman, right? Like Commissioner Gordon. I'm trying to be like Batman. I'm smashing skulls to the fucking railings and shit and throwing them off of fucking rooftops to say like this is our spot, damn it. So so you got two ways of running. He trying to be humble about it. I'm trying to get all the smoke like Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? So he J. Cole, I'm Kendrick, bro. So
did not just say that, bro.
But yeah, yet again,
I think it's time for us to go, Chad. Like
Facts.
this man's just rambling.
Facts.
This man's just yapping at this point.
I'm yapping a bunch of beef, dog. I mean, you can't be Big Bass and I have beef in the channel.
My bad. He's not yapping. He's serving beef. You heard?
Beef, freshly, gourmet, flamignon.
Arby's, we got the meat.
I would never eat Arby's. Fuck that shit, bro. That shit nasty. Right? We have standards for Big Back still. But yet again,
we are big bags, but we got standards, okay?
The video's gonna come out for the VOD after this as well. For those that missed it and just came by, it's also gonna be uploaded to YouTube. The link trees are above in the chat. Go in the link trees. Also in all our fucking descriptions on almost every fucking page we have in social media, so you can follow all our fucking pages and even the Discord. Till then, thank you again, guys, for coming through. Chief, you got anything you want to close out with?
No. Thank you. We appreciate y'all, and we'll catch you next time.
Peace.
Peace. I'll see you, Uncle Jeff.
Big back, big back, big back, big back. Yeah, my back is loaded up with snacks and different foods. Squeeze into this tiny shirt, my big back has no room. Big back, big back, big back, big back, big back, big back.
Hey, Twig, you scratch my back?
Big back,
yeah, that's what I got.
Right there, right? Oh, that's the spot.
Let me tell the spot. Yeah.
I couldn't get that big that spot on my big back.
Big back, big back, big back, big back.
Yeah.
Yeah.